What's up, digital world? It's your boys, the pod people. We are win rate 0%. We are back at you with another episode, I don't know, 15 or something. I am one of your hosts. I am Adam. And with me today, as always, we have Bryce.
Please never call us the pod people again.
And Cobb.
Yes, fellow pod person here has logged on. Is that like that's a movie or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from War of the Worlds or something, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Like, pod people is like, I don't know. It's definitely from a thing. It's a term.
It's from Invasion of the Body Snatchers, apparently.
Oh, the classic 19-something film by the legendary director. How is everyone?
Good. I am good as well.
Good.
I'm excited about the new gentleman we have on the pod today.
Yes, so we'll get to that. How are you, Bryce? Great. So
yeah, my internet gave way for half a second. Yeah, apparently I'm not good because my internet's threatening me, it seems.
With a knife?
Yeah, I know, man. It's terrible. We got told we were going to be given a power outage last night. We set up the whole house so that like nothing would get what do you call it? Feedback or whatever.
Yeah, a surge.
And then it just never happened, and we were like, "All right."
Do you live in a house full of microphones?
No, you know what? What's the fucking call?
It's a surge. It's a power surge.
That's the one. Thank you. Yeah. So we wouldn't get power surge back into anything, and then they just never turned off the power, and then 2 hours later told us that we were all good.
Yeah, but that's because where you live, they've never turned on the power in the first place.
I know my cave's pretty dark.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway,
2 candles and a really shaky Wi-Fi connection from one stream.
The one stream or something. Digimon. We love it.
Digimon. And speaking of Digimon, we have a special guest on the podcast this week, coming all the way over from Europe, digitally, of course. We have a long-time friend and supporter of the pod. We have met you quite a few times at events as well. We are going to introduce YuXOh to the pod.
Hello, everybody.
Yo, what is good?
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
So, quickfire quiz. In what episode did Bryce say the following? What?
I don't think I've said that on the pod.
All of the above?
Yeah.
Literally every episode you got it right. Ding, ding, ding.
In what episode did Cobb slap over a huge pile of cards, causing me to burst out laughing spontaneously in the office one day when I listened back to the podcast?
I actually know the answer.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, it was not the last one. I think it was the one right before that.
Probably. That sounds about right.
It might actually have been. I think it was the EX4 roundup, wasn't it?
I was in it, so I don't think.
Oh, were you?
Right, you've been in pretty much every episode.
No, there was one that I wasn't in, and I'm pretty sure the one I wasn't in was the EX4 roundup.
No, yeah, it was. Somehow a 3-hour-long episode between the two of us.
It was 3 recordings ago for me. That's all I know. I don't know episode numbers.
I've lost track of time, to be honest.
We do that every week, though, when we're trying to organise when to record this. We'll lose track of time.
Indeed.
I'm trying to upload it! Adam!
Those quizzes are hard, and every episode is a featured movie.
What deck are you playing at the moment?
Currently, I'm playing Beelzemon.
Why? Love it. I love it, man.
Honesty, complete honesty. My girlfriend also plays Digimon, and I want to help her get better, and her favorite deck is Beelzemon, so I picked it up just to know how the deck works so I could give her tips. But then I fell in love with the deck and started crushing everybody at locals.
It's so fun, isn't it? Like, honestly, Beelzemon's one of my favourite Digimon, so when the deck got announced, I was like, let's go. But then...
It's one of the decks I've never once even played.
It's so fun, man. It was just like, I got put off because it was, to me, like, the strongest deck I've ever seen in Digimon upon release. So I kind of dropped that shit, but now it's really good. It's just in a nice place, decently strong, very fun. Not cancer anymore either.
When it was at full power, it just raised my blood pressure because I had one of my buddies.
Nothing!
What are you talking about, man?
It did nothing! It milled itself out and lost every single game!
You're chatting some absolute shite. It milled itself to 5 cards in deck in turn 3 and then killed you. for free, or turn 2 maybe perhaps.
No, man. It's just such a Don't get me wrong, the deck looks super fun, but the main concept of a deck where you mill yourself to death without winning is pretty bad.
I have never lost a deck out in all my time playing that game.
I've decked out a couple times.
I mean, I've decked out, but never with Beelzemon, I should say.
Beelzemon X solved that problem.
He does. You win the game by decking yourself out. I don't know, man. I remember specifically the time when that deck was out, and Adam seemed to be on this train of constantly telling me how it wasn't doing anything at the tournaments that he was judging at, and I was like, brother. It's like the SpongeBob meme where he's going and he's pointing to things.
It would literally get second and third, and I'd be like, "It's not doing anything. Don't worry."
It's not won yet, man. It's not won yet.
It's still not won yet. It's absolutely mid.
I remember at local, my buddy at locals that played Beelzemon had to buy me an energy drink to calm me down because he had the goal.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
Turn 2, he had 2 Balmon with the on-deletion effect active. And of course he won that game, and then he had the goal to ask me, what were you missing? And I'm like, bro, it's turn 2, I was missing everything.
That was the worst thing about it.
That's me playing Shine Greymon, to be fair. Guy's still setting up a level 4 and I've won the game.
Shine is similar to that, but I feel like it actually at least requires more pieces in hand to do it. Beelzemon turn 2's okay, go into Witchmon.
45 cards.
Aye, go into Witchmon, gain 4. Next turn I will get exactly whatever piece I need from my trash. Balmon hit the griddy. You can't out this, and it's turn 2, bro. Enjoy. There seems I was thinking about this when I did the regionals at the weekend though. There's so many games where if somebody hits the griddy on you turn 2, you're sitting there right, okay, bro.
That is one of the bits of Digimon that I'm excited for Blastace to come out. Even limited counter timings will spice up the game a little bit, especially because it's so uninteractable.
Well, my other worry though is what if the decks that hit the griddy even harder because they've got megas and ultimates that Evo or get played cheaper.
Evolve into Greymon for free, play Tamer for free, tap Marcus, gain memory,
That's the stupidest thing about that card, man.
For 3, play another Tamer, play X Antibody. I fucking love Shine Greymon so much.
Just play Yellow Hybrid, it's better.
Such a good deck. Yellow Hybrid's doing well, man. You've been on the One Piece train for far too long. It's doing well.
One Piece is a good game.
It's not.
No, it's all right. I'm in the middle, man. I played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Don't love it anywhere near as much as Digital Monsters. I do find it a little bit boring. I don't really quite get it. But yeah,
game's fun. New set just came out. Couldn't care less about Digimon until a new set of that comes out.
Bro, that's been you for 3 sets in Digimon.
But there's actually going to be... Oh my god, fuck, sorry. I just opened the chat to see what Adam sent.
Bryce is just waiting for Melga to come back.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm waiting on the Patamon ship in the Blastace set so that Yellow Hybrid can go full Unga Bunga.
Aye, but it's already going Unga Bunga, bro.
Unga Bunga now?
Yeah, I know, but I'm busy judging regionals and playing them.
That's what you are.
No, Adam, I'm pulling a U and not playing the game. Adam, I'm pulling a U and not playing the game because I'm judging things.
Hey, listen here.
This is why I didn't want to become a judge, man. Is it good? Is good fun? Is it actual stand about and listen to people asking you plebeian rulings see this card? Does it do what it says on it? And you're like, yes. Next question.
Right.
That sounds honking.
Can I do this? Yes.
Yes, you can.
Judge, you're not allowed to give him advice. I'm like, I'm not. I'm confirming what he asked me.
Do people say that to you regularly as a judge?
I'm far beyond that point now. That's one of the only things that I will happily brag about doing head judge and TO stuff is that I don't get any more insanely simple questions. That's for Bryce to handle.
With One Piece,
that's because One Piece is a game made for children. Digimon is an adult's card game.
Yes,
but the most annoying
them.
One Piece ruling was the Whitebeard, like, oh, if he doesn't declare the 2K, does he get the 2K? And thankfully, at the SEC 2 weeks ago, I didn't get asked that once, and I was fairly impressed because every fucking team had a Whitebeard on it.
Surely you do get the 2K though. Like that's in my head.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, it's like in Digimon.
It's a max.
Aye, it's like in Digimon if you use an effect or you play a card and it's like on play do this, and they go, oh, they didn't declare it though. Like, yeah, it still happened though.
It still happened, but you do have a responsibility to announce your effects, especially if they alter the game state in a big way, like Whitebeard would, or like I don't know what for Digimon would.
You jolted me at an event once, Adam. You absolutely jolted me at an event out of first place, right? I was playing against this guy playing Gallantmon, right? I'm not even going to name drop him. Playing against a guy playing Gallantmon, I was playing Dark Knightmon. I had I had a Dark Knightmon on the board, and he goes into Gallant X and doesn't declare. Oh no, sorry, I had two bodies on the board, and I'm like, okay, I can come back from this. And he goes into Gallant X, and he like doesn't declare that he's popping them. Goes into Gallant, and he might have went into X afterwards, and then he was like, oh yeah, wait, sorry, I wanted to pop both. And then I was like, he'd shot one of my mates earlier on in the day and was like, oh, you didn't declare it. So he didn't get the effect off. And then I was like, Judge, he's wanting to pop both of them now after the fact. And you're like, aye, go on, pop both of them. And I was like, you dirty bastard, Adam.
It was not like that.
That was what happened.
Effect.
No, not to pop both of them, it's not.
Aye, it is.
No, it's no. He could have declared. It says up to, so he could have fucking. It might actually not be up to, but I'm pretty certain it's like it was basically War Ground 1X. Yeah, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon. So could you say 0? You can say 0, right?
No, and Digimon up to means a minimum of 1.
Right. So he could have popped 1, and he was like, oh no, I meant to pop both, bro. Or he actually didn't declare at all, I'm pretty sure, and didn't pop any.
I wouldn't have told him that he could pick both, because that's just, you can't do that. But you have to pick one, so I would have said you have to declare a target, and then he went, oh, I'll do both. Something like that.
Well, that's what I was getting at. I was like,
I coached a player at an event to win against you.
It wasn't coaching, it was more like, he didn't declare the effect. My argument was, okay, he didn't declare it, so he shouldn't get to go back and go, no, I'm doing both. He should be able to do 1. Because in my head, I'm like, he could do 0, technically, was at the time what I was thinking, but...
Aye.
You know, so...
Anyway, to Joe, you mate.
I was like, you dirty bastard, because I didn't win first because this happened. Also, he did hit the griddy, like, he got an insane Gallantmon high roll on me, and I went, okay, Joe.
Aye, he never plays the game, turns up once and wins.
Yeah. I was like, you bastard.
But anyway, so let's talk about what's in the schedule. Yeah, so meta roundup. What events have been happening? Over to you, Cobb.
There have been events occurring. We've just went into regional season again. Now the Ultimate Cups have wound down, folks, so we can go back to playing the normal game again.
All hail the excellent prizing. Thank you, Bandai.
It is glorious.
The new participation pack is not only good, it is great. All the cards bar one are pretty fucking awesome. Super happy with it. Can't wait to collect a bunch of them and have it devalued.
The event pack cards are pretty good as well, right?
Event pack 5, meta cards as well.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, literally.
Greymon X antibodies. I get my gold versions. Literally
every card in event pack 5 is meta relevant to a degree. You got Gravity Crush, Tiki and Kari, Izzy and Mimi. Okay, I take that back. Ma, Ishida, Tai, Kamiya. These are the Bond versions. Attack of the Heavy Mobile, Flame Hell Scythe, Rise Grey X, Lonky Adistatko, Sun Flowmon from Bloomlord, Blazing Memory Boost, Grand El Sol, the OG Shout, not the OG Shoutmon, but the one from Crossheart, Ignitemon, Enel Man, aka Analog Man, Mamimon, Dracomon, and Alice McCoy. So even there's maybe like 3 cards there, or 4 cards that aren't in the meta. No, he's not. That's a really good card, man. But it's just not in a deck right now. But that Mamimon is really good, man.
Yeah, I'm super. Like, and the Judge pack as well is actually pretty good. In terms of playability, it's absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
But the actual artwork is way better. And it's all of like set 1 Judge stuff was literally just a bunch of random cards that all had value at the time. Set 2 was all the starter eggs, which sucked. Set 3 was like the alternate memory boost, like missed memory boost, and like only some of them were good. But I've ended up getting like a fucking 90 million versions of Flame memory boost, the one that no one's ever used. But Judge Pack 4 is the Terriermon Assistant, Agumon Expert, like all the Judge-based Digimon, like the Professor things, and then Balmon and Wizardmon for some reason, just to round it out to 10.
Just to put some good cards in the pack, they put that.
Yeah, I know, but like it's
pretty
good.
Just you have to get the Judge pack, Balmon and Wizardmon.
I need to full pimp my Beelzemon deck now.
You do?
Yeah, just hit me up for some Balmons. I'll have them probably. I'm swimming in Judge packs, man.
At least the Beelzemon alts. Well, actually, I don't know if the alts are ridiculous, but I know for a fact like the deck has went right down in price since it's. Well, I mean, obviously it would from its tier 0 days, right? But it's a lot. Everything's a lot cheaper now.
I know, it's good. I think the RB1 has definitely helped the market as well, because apart from like the Ghost game stuff, it's heavy weird, but we'll talk about that anyway. Yeah. On to the meta results.
Yes, so we'll do the Alt Cup roundup first since it's done. We can look back on it, right? We've already done like some recaps on this stuff, so this is basically just stuff that's happened from the 13th of September till now. So I'm going to go from the bottom up. We've got top 16s here before we go into the first places I've covered. So we've got one Blackwar Greymon has made top 16. What do we think about Blackwar Greymon in the meta, folks, right now?
I mean, I think it's stabilised as a still a very good deck. I think that we're not seeing a lot of it at the moment because it's been around for 6 sets now.
Yeah.
Like, since BT8, pretty much Blackwar has been a thing, and it's gotten more and more, and it's sort of evolved into like, because there's 2 versions, right? There's the Black-Red War Greymon, and then there's the Blackwar Greymon, and it's sort of it's like a toolbox of all of them now with one sort of line or another.
Yeah. So these one, if I've put down Blackwar Greymon, it's not Raid War. It's like a dedicated Blackwar Grey list with like Blackwar X and Gaiomon and Metal Greymon X and stuff.
I think the deck's solid. It's been outpaced by a couple of things. It is one of the only decks that can stand up to Shine.
I mean, it's like one of the kind of best control decks, really, I would say. But it's also like I don't know. It's just a bit slow. I feel like less people are playing it as well. It's only had some bits and pieces in the last couple of sets that haven't been ridiculous, like the Raid Metal Grey and stuff that it uses now are some arguably like not even better than the original Metal Grey from BT8 and stuff. So it's alright. What do you think, YuXOh? Yeah. We want your competitive opinion. I don't even know, did we even mention the chops you have in this community at the card game earlier?
I don't think so.
I don't even think so. This man has won a ridiculous amount of tournaments, and when I say won, I mean top 16s here. He's the GOAT of France right now. He's staying in France, so he's repping the French, and he's one of the best players in Europe, I would say, for sure. Even if you're not winning every tournament, see if you're consistently getting top 16s, man, you've got to be one of the greatest to ever do it, so well done, brother.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, what do you think about the big Blackwar Greymon?
The problem with Blackwar right now is the consistency and also the speed, because it has the tools for a lot of the things in the meta. But for example, if Shine high rolls it, Blackwar cannot recover. But if Blackwar hits his pieces on time, then he just walls off Shine.
Yeah.
And depending on the way you build, if you build the classic, if you build like with the BT11 stuff, like with the Metal Greymon X virus, you get the DP reduction immunity, and you can wall off Shine for a good amount. But if you do that, then you lose on the aggression, so you give time for Shine to come back up. So you need to always be on top of Shine, like clearing the tamers, having always an Ace Force ready, never letting the Shine do what it wants to do.
Yeah,
And
it
if
seems
you can succeed that, then you're good.
definitely. It's like one of these decks where if it can wall you off and it can get there on time, then yes. But I think because it's a lot slower, these decks like Shine that can outpace it in the early game pretty consistently, a lot more has to go right for Blackwall Greymon to be able to do it, and there's probably a lot more skill to it than something like Shine, I'm going to say, that just like flies out of the gate and starts scalping you with tamers and stuff. Also doesn't help that the Shine Greymon decks pretty much give Marcus protection permanently, like by recovery. So even the fact that you can pop the tamers that you'd think would be quite a good mechanic against a tamer heavy deck, it's not even all that.
Yeah, even in Ultimate Cup format, its main sort of competitor, because Shine hasn't played in Ultimate Cup, the limitation of the 4-cost Marcus is a bit too much for the deck to be as fast as it needs to be. So it's dealing with Mirage Galgamon and Bloomlord and Red Hybrid and stuff. Bloomlord shags Wargrey pretty much. As long as it gets set up, it's just suspending you so you can't block. And then if you can't block, you can't proc your unsuspend shenanigans, and it dies. And as we all know, Blackwart only has protection from deletion effects, not protection from battle. That would be the Weregaroo line that has that. And Mirage Galgamon tries to bounce your guys 18 million times per turn. So you might be able to protect it once or even twice, but eventually it's getting bounced back to your hand.
Yeah.
And Red Hybrid doesn't care.
Yeah, Red Hybrid just hits the griddy turn 2 or turn 3 and tries to scalp you. So again, it just feels like we were talking about earlier on, it's just maybe a wee bit too slow now, but it's a control deck, so it kind of has to be. And do not take me back to the days where it was a control deck that was also stupidly fast and aggressive, a BT11, where it was the one coming out the gate and scalping you, but also controlling the shit out of your board. That was pretty toxic.
Yeah.
Unless you were playing a deck called Machine Dramon, but we'll not talk about that because there was no mulligan at the time.
Yeah, the limitation of Greymon X definitely stopped it in its tracks from being too dominant, but I think it's in a healthy place now.
Yeah, I mean, it's every deck in the game, it just has to have some way to manipulate memory in a very powerful way, and that card was absolutely insane. Basically, just gaining you 2 memory for free is pretty good, as it turns out. But aye, speaking of memory manipulation, next we've got Bloomlord. Bloomlord has had 1 top in these recent Ultimate Cups we're talking about. Kind of an underplayed deck, I think. Like, even in BT12 it was pretty underplayed, even though it got Quartz and it was a powerful deck. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I think it's one of those decks, again, that has been around for quite a while, that people are getting a bit bored of it and maybe not playing it as much, but I still think it is super strong. The return, we've seen a bit of return of bombs in decks as well, like Crimson Blaze and stuff, which just wipes out Bloomlord's little guys. As can't play Digimon by effects.
Oh yeah, well if you're playing Crimson Blaze in a deck against Bloomlord, it's over. But like, I mean, I don't know how prevalent Crimson Blaze is right now, given that, I mean, how many decks does that hit apart from Belphamon and Bloomlord and Sukamon?
Red Hybrid. It's usually played as a 3 or 4 of in Red Hybrid decks.
That is fat cope. There's no shot that's a 3 or 4 in Red Hybrid.
Well, it's at least a 2, if not more, because it just deals with so much.
Right, I'm looking at lists, Adam. Well. I'm looking at lists. I'm not buying it.
Oh,
I'm not buying it, mate.
Bryce, what's your opinion of Bloomlord?
I mean, it's been hitting Ultimate Cup as well, right?
Yes, Hydramon got limited, and Blossomon got limited.
So, like, the Blossomon hit is fucking massive for the deck.
Yeah.
Because it means it only has 2 copies of cards that say cheat your way to free level 6.
Well, it plays Cherrymon.
Cherrymon is, like, you'd be surprised how much of a difference the 1 memory makes. So, I'm pretty sure it's 1 memory difference, but I don't know, I mean, it is probably a lot of the we're bored of playing this type mentality, plus with it getting hit in Alt Cup, a lot of people probably just don't want to try it. And then if Crimson Blaze is as prevalent as you said, the deck gets shut down by it. So
Also, the deck is really skill intensive into certain matchups, so by the end of the day you're like just fuming at the head, and there are simpler decks to play. So unless you really enjoy the deck, it's not worth playing. But if you know how to play it at a high level, then it's really rewarding. But your brain will be fried by the end of the day.
No, definitely. It's like one of the harder decks to play for sure. There's a lot of branching lines you can get away with. Like it was quite funny at locals the other day. One of our friends who plays One Piece went to Digimon locals, and Shek was like, "Have Bloomlord, mate." And I was like, "You're fucking insane giving this man Bloomlord off the top." But he actually did okay. I think he got like 6th out of 15 or something.
Was it 4s?
It was 4s, yes.
Yeah, I remember him telling me. He was like, "Oh yeah, kind of like."
It's so funny. He was just making quotes and laughing at people. Right, I've looked at some lists, Adam, by the way, to toe the line here. Now, I feel like this is
right.
no. I feel like this is also. I'll caveat this by saying, in Alt Cup it probably gets played more because you don't have to run Bokomon and stuff like that, right? So people can probably fit it in easier. But this is what I'm seeing here. This list runs 1. This list runs 0. This list runs 2. This list runs 0. This one 2, 1, and 2. So 1 or 2.
3 or 4 in every deck.
3 or 4. I was like, that's cap. Surely, God, man, there's no shot. That's
it's
running
not
4.
Cap on God.
It is. You can't swear on God when you're lying. You're joking. But to be honest, it's even at 1 or 2. That's more than I thought would be running it. Because I don't know, I didn't expect. Obviously it's a broken card like in certain matchups, but I just didn't know how often it's going to hit a deck in the meta. Like, can anyone think of any decks it's good against apart from Belphamon and Bloomlord, and maybe Red Hybrid Mirror?
Royal Knights, it stops the Omni.
Yes, that is a good
He can
point.
play the Omni, but he cannot go for the winning play.
That is actually a good shout. Like,
my Shine. I know Ultimate Cup, but Shine.
How does it hit Shine?
It murders all their tamers.
What are you talking about?
If it gets hit checked in security, it murders any tamers that are out.
Yes, that's true. When it checks, yeah, right, okay. I mean, when it checks it, yeah, that's true. I'm thinking about it like from hand. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Don't do shit from hand unless it's a blocker.
Yeah, it's one top. I mean, how many events are we talking about here, though?
Like 6 or something.
Yeah. We've got, I mean, Belphamon and
Alt Cup
are coming in.
In the Alt Cup, we've only seen like 2 or 3 Alt Cups in this time period, but yeah. Right, we'll move on because we've got fucking loads to cover here. This is even just the Ultimate Cup. We've got 1 Belphamon top. Belphamon, like, that surprises the shit out of me, man, because people were saying Belphamon was like going to be one of the best Alt Cup decks. I've not played any Alt Cup this set, to be honest, but that does surprise me.
I think Belphamon's a boring deck to play.
I mean, it's just Unga Bunga, isn't it?
No, it's big brain.
The complete opposite.
It's not.
I don't think it's super big brain, right? But I literally played it for the first time the other day, and I feel like it has like quite a reasonably high learning curve, just because of the Gizamon package. Like, the Gizamons, trying to keep the Gizamons in rotation and work your way to them is kind of awkward. Because some of them you have to return to Gizamon to play another Gizamon, but you're like, fuck, when that happens, then the next one comes out, and then when that dies, I need to have the Proto Gizamon. Like, you have to kind of cycle it and keep a chain of them going.
I don't think that's that hard.
I don't think it's that hard, but it's like, at the start when you're trying to learn the deck, it's hard. It's like, I wouldn't be giving it to someone who's new to the game or anything.
I wouldn't be giving Bloom to someone who's new to the game, but that apparently went well, so.
Yes, pretty well. Yep, so 1 Belphamon, we've got 1 Beelzemon, the YuXOh special here, coming in 1 in Alt Cup. Now, hold on a minute. Was that after the Deathslinger hit?
Yeah, has to have been, right?
I'm thinking so, but that's absolutely insane. Right, hold on, I'm checking his list. I'm not buying that a Beelzemon with 1 Deathslinger could still...
It plays Crimson Blaze, mate.
What are you talking about? Beelzemon does. Yeah, it was. Man, that's insane that Beelzemon can do that with 1 Deathslinger on the deck.
Crimson Blaze, you say?
Shut the fuck up. Aye, that's mad, man. He's also running that Musiamon with jamming that some people were hitting.
With jamming.
So that he can swing with the
Yamon. That got a top in Ultimate Cup format?
What?
D-Reaper that only plays white.
Well, D-Reaper's actually like bit of a sleeper, this format.
It's fine. It's always been fine, but it has no, like, what's it going to do? Play all delete?
No, this is what it does, right? I'll tell you what it does. Gatekeeper hits the field, certain decks go, oh fuck man, what now?
Yeah, most BT12 decks cannot lead with Gatekeeper. If you look at all the meta decks, they all have removal based on level. So they can't handle...
Yeah, this is it. Like, I watched a video, Mario's Gaming World got like 8th or something in an Alt Cup with it. And
that's probably what this top is.
No, I don't think it was, because I was looking for his name when I was looking at them, but it's like, I don't know if he was the first guy to do it, but there's been a handful of Reapers cutting about, and like YuXOh says, like, a lot of decks legit just can't out a Gatekeeper. So it's cheesing some wins off of people. But you know, it's funny how when decks leave the meta and they're like hated when they're about, but then they leave the meta and they come back and you're like, let's go. You know, I like this deck.
It's like a cousin that always showed up for Christmas that he didn't really like, but then when they come back after like a 16-year gap after being in the war, they're actually kind of cool.
Yes. They're like nice.
Disagree.
They're back.
I hate this deck.
Until they start talking, that's you when you hit the table with D-Reaper. Oh, D-Reaper pop! You're halfway through the game and you'd be like, oh no, not this shit again.
Yeah, but during heavy D-Reaper format, I just played Gaiomon and I just smashed fuck out of their mother every single time.
You shouldn't be attacking their family, mate. That's a bit much.
Disgusting behaviour.
Who said attacking? Who said we're talking about attacking?
Yeah, you shouldn't be attacking their mother. That's cheap.
I'm not.
She's not playing the card game.
I was smashing fuck out of her. I didn't say I was attacking her.
Judge, can he swing into my mother? Because he's using an effect to do that. So, can he do that? Right, okay, fuck. Right, moving on. We're hitting the big boys, right? The big stonky Alt Cup winners here.
Aye.
So,
you like hitting big boys, don't you? I don't know where that came from. I'm really sorry.
Moving on. We've got 4 All-Force tops in Alt Cup.
Garbage.
All-Force is not garbage. I just think it's like a little too inconsistent. Like, see if it sees... It's another one of these fucking decks, I swear to God. It sees its pieces on 2 or 3, and it goes... up the stack and starts going crazy.
I really admire the way that it shits out 17 million tamers without passing turn.
It makes me quite ill when it happens.
Yeah, I love that.
It's quite the opposite. He drops a tamer, gains 1 memory. Drop a tamer, gain 1 memory.
Yes.
You're supposed to be paying for those, not gaining memory.
I know. Honestly, I feel sick every time it happens.
At least when I play it, it's just for free.
Yeah, no, you gain a memory when it rests itself, don't you? Fuck.
Yeah, but that's optional.
Aye, but he had to pay 2 to Evo into the Geograve, so it's fair and balanced.
It is true.
And then Marcus paid for the 3 to evolve for free into the Rise.
Yes, we love to hear it.
Can I just say, man, I'll keep saying this till the cows come home, right? Why the hell does that 5-drop Marcus gain a memory when you play it? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, man. No, he doesn't. It costs 0, brother. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me,
mate. He's only got 3 effects. Leave him alone.
Absolutely disgraceful.
I think that Marcus should have been an SR. And I'm annoyed that it wasn't.
What, so that Shinegrave players had to pay even more of the total to play the game?
So we got an even nicer alt art.
Yeah, everyone wants an alt art, right? But, you know, at least it's not Chaosdramon X, who is an SR and does not have an alt art because he's not a protagonist.
That's because in order to get Chaosdramon X, you need to have digivolved your level 6 4 times.
What are you talking about?
What?
Machine Dramon into Chaosdramon into Chaosdramon into Chaosdramon X.
Yes. Question mark.
Like I don't know.
I was gonna. Why are you going into Chaosdramon twice before going into X?
I don't know, man. Machine Dramon does weird things. Okay.
Right. Mind is fried.
Poo flares up next.
It is, yes. So All Force goes crazy, hits the griddy on you. We don't like that.
We love hitting the griddy.
All Force, like, to me, just annoys me so much, by the way, when it does, because I've been, I got beat by Alt Cup in BT12 by the guy who ended up winning the whole tournament, right? Gollum. Gollum, yes.
Yeah.
But I was literally thinking, what? This is an unoutable board. He had an evade, ready, blocker, all force, and he had. I think he got me down to 1 or 2 security or something like that on like turn 3, right? And he ended his board with 2 Leomon on the board and the evade blocker all force, and I was like, Joel, I can't swing into this all force, man, or he's just gonna fucking block and gain memory back in my turmoil end, so it was horrendous. But anyway, I digress. Poo Flare, Blue Flare, with the 4 top 16s in Alt Cup format.
It does well in Alt Cup format.
It does well at making me want to vomit up my protein bar on tournament day, is what it does.
I quite like playing Blue Flare now because they play out their guy, they do nothing to me, and then I kill them immediately because I just DP minus their guys that can't then do anything.
Aye, but you're Shine Grey, mate.
And then my Marcuses return to me, so they don't count as Digimon on the turn. It's amazing.
Well, that is pretty good, right? And you play a deck that can go 1 stack mode on you, but any deck that has to have 2 Digimon on the board, oh no, we hate it.
And they're like, oh, I'm going to stun Shine Greymon, and I'm like, my brother, that is not the key part of the puzzle here. True. And then my young men between the age of 12 to 18, I haven't a clue what age mark.
I'm going to say 17 or something. Yeah.
Starts punching fuck out of everyone. He seems like he'd be an older tamer, but not like an adult because they hate that.
Literally, like, see in anime, they always seem to make protagonists look like adults that are actually 16 years old.
The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure everyone else in that show is an adult, bar him and his sister.
Marcus is not 14.
No, he is officially. He's 14, but that's what I mean. It's like,
that's Hochin.
That's what I mean. Officially, though, like, it makes no sense when you look at him and see what kind of lifestyle he lives. But he's a 14-year-old boy, apparently. Although, to be fair, he does go to school, so yeah.
As all boys do.
Yeah.
Back on track.
Sorry, I've just got a.
Anyway, I swear to God, the bloody off-trackedness of this podcast is ridiculous, man. It's going crazy.
I got screenshots of Marcus punching things and I was laughing, sorry.
That's fair, right? So, Blue Flare, anyway, very smelly deck. I hate it. It's very... I mean, it's actually fine if you don't play with multiple stacks, but... Or you've got a way to avoid having multiple stacks on the board, or you play, like, bombs or something, it's kind of okay. But... if you don't play bombs and you have to kind of have more than one thing on the board that's going to absolutely rinse you, it makes me cry. At the weekend, I actually was playing it against it with Etamon, and in my head I was like, this is the worst fucking matchup of all time, but I came very close to winning both times. Unfortunately, on the last turn of the game, I had a King Etamon, a Metal Etamon, and like 3 or 4 Sukamon out, and I was like, right, the man can't get past me. I was like, you cannot get past this impenetrable defence. I was at 0 security, and he was like, Metal Grey, stun 3 of them, swing with Metal Grey, stun another one of them. And I was like, right, okay. And then blocked it, and then he did something else and stunned another one, so I was like, excellent. So he stunned 5 guys on my board, and I was just like, this is fantastic, I love it. Yeah, not really while trying. I was I don't know if you guys have ever watched the pod Digicard United. Have you watched that?
No, I barely listen to our podcast.
YuXOh, you ever heard of it? Digicard United?
Nope.
Quite
I'm
good.
loyal to this podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Honestly, this is another really good pod, to be honest. Like, I enjoy listening to it. But they were talking about how blue's identity as a colour is very strange. And I agree with this because it seems like so many blue decks get both. They get like some sort of aggression angle, right? Like unsuspending and swinging fast and cheap. But they also get like a very strong component of control, like bouncing or stunning or source stripping or something like that as well. And I'm like, brother, you can't have both. It's too much. Because the worst thing to me about it is the control method always comes just while they're being aggressive, which I feel like is very toxic.
I have no problem with control decks, and I've come to realize over the last couple of months that I actually really enjoy playing control decks. but when it's coupled with sheer aggression, so not only can you not play the game, but I've won in 2 turns, that feels like shit.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Says Shingo.
No, that is
Shangri-La's
true, to be fair. But it's kind of weird. I was just going to say, like,
I don't
at least...
think Shine's a control deck,
No,
though.
it isn't, but it is, to be fair, the same idea that it's going aggro against you, and also it's completely, like, dicking down your board with DP minus. It's kind of a weird thematic clash, but it's also kind of on theme in a way, because it feels like Shine Greymon's control is aggressive, at least, like it's hitting small things off the board. Although I say that they do minus 12k you randomly out of nowhere sometimes, but yeah, it's very annoying. But there's a lot of blue decks like that.
You're basically describing all the decks of BT9. They OTK you and clear your board at the same time.
Yes, that was like one of the
format that happened.
I liked it, man, because Commandramon go burr, but that was like what I was thinking as well. One of the good examples of that is Where Garurumon. Like, Where Garurumon used to piss me off because it was so fast and aggressive, but also while it's doing its combo, it's bouncing your full board. And I'm just like, come on, brother, is it not enough that you can, like, turn 3 kill me? Do you have to bounce the whole board at the same time, bro?
Yeah. What else we got? Mirage. I don't mind Mirage as a deck. I think it's kind of cool.
I have not played enough against it to really comment. The times I have played against it, it has annoyed the crap out of me because seems really another deck that's really fast and does the blue shenanigans where it's bouncing stuff back to hand again.
It's not super fast, but if you have any sort of board commitment, you can say goodbye to it pretty much. Like, if it gets out burst mode while you're just chilling, like if it can get out burst mode for free without having to de-digivolve itself, you're scunnered. Your board's not sticking around.
No.
And also neither is your hand.
I hate the BT11 Galgamon. Was it Mirage? Yeah, Mirage Galgamon. I hate the BT11 one. Like, mainly because I'm a fucking idiot and I keep forgetting it's on the board, and then I draw and they go, oh, game 2. And I'm like, you shut up, man. Yeah, I fucking forgot about this. Or my favourite one when I was at my first locals and people weren't declaring the effect to me or telling me that it happened and I didn't read the card. That was another good one.
That was a common judge call for a while. My opponent didn't declare his card effect that he gains memory whenever he says unsuspends or whatever the card does.
It's when your opponent adds a card to hand, you gain memory all turns.
And I'm sitting there like, I mean, yeah, he probably should have told you. It's also your job to read the card.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not your turn anymore, sorry.
You know, that is true. Like, anytime that happens to me, I'm kind of like, that's a bit of a dick move, but it is also on me. It's just because the way I play, I declare everything as I'm doing it. Like, if I end my turn, I'll be like, okay, this Sukumon's a blocker. If you delete him, he's going to play a Chumon out and de-digivolve you. And they're like, okay, thank you. But maybe I should just be a dick and not tell anybody what any of my cards do, and then when people do things, I can punish them for not knowing what Platinum Sukumon does.
You could.
Yeah, how does that work from a judge perspective? Because it's not an effect that activates, it's an effect that's on the board. So if they don't ask you, technically, you didn't activate anything, you don't have to tell them anything.
I can tell you because it depends on its wording. Either way, bottom line, announce every single one of your effects to your opponent. Don't do it constantly because that's time wasting, but do it at least once so they know what it does. However, which Sukumon is it? There's been a couple.
Platinum Sukumon. But I think it just goes for every card really, like as a general rule. Like
on deletion de-digivolve.
Yeah, so like, should I be declaring this to my opponent before it's been deleted?
No.
Yeah. It's just good. It's just good manners, right? Like,
you could say he's got an on deletion effect, but it's like, it's not an effect that you're activating. It's just present when it happens. It's their responsibility to read your cards.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. I think it's just like a housekeeping, like good manners thing, but there's no like obligation to do it really.
Like, part of the game is not a, what is it called? It's not a memory test. The game has never been designed to be, I have to have every single card in my head at any time. That's why the cards have effects written on them. I remember I got a judge call, I think it was at the Glasgow. my opponent's asked what this card does, do I have to tell him because it's not currently on the field? So like, if they've got like a Metal Greymon sitting out, and they were like, what does Raid War Greymon do? If you know, you have to tell them because the game is not a memory contest. It doesn't mean you have. I mean, if you look at the card in your hand and read it word for word, they kind of know. But you can also give them the general overview of the card as well, because it's not that sort of game.
Wait,
it's
so
in the TRM
if they don't see the card appear on the field at any time, I still have to tell them what it does?
Yeah, you can say, "Oh, I don't know from memory," which is also fair enough.
Aye.
You don't have to answer, but you can't just say, "I'm not going to tell you," because that's not allowed.
Wait. So if nobody has seen a Raid War Greymon all game, right, and they've not seen me add it to hand or anything, but they ask me what does Raid War Greymon do, and I know what it does, I have to tell them.
Yep.
What?
Because it's not a memory contest.
That's nonsense, frankly.
That's what I thought, first of all, and then I thought about it, and it is very gatekeepy to expect everyone to have a mental memory of 16
But
plus
that's
EX
like,
sets.
but what if I just go, I can't remember, homie, sorry. What can a judge really do about that?
That's fine. If you
What?
can't remember, that's fine.
That's madness. That reeks
It's
of
heavy
something
weird,
that's
isn't
been
it?
like in the rules since 1896 or something, and they
Aye.
forgot to take it out. Like, what? That's strange. I get the concept, don't get me wrong, but like, if you've not seen the card yet, then could not even be in my deck, brother. I think it's different if I add it to my hand, and the guy goes, "Oh, what does it do? Can I read that?" You know, that's different.
Yeah.
But I won't be telling you shit about a card you've not seen yet. Yeah. Right, well, we'll wrap up this Alt Cup stuff and then we'll bash through the regionals results quickly because this is taking ages because we are getting sidetracked with the banter, which, let's be honest, that's what the people are here for, so no problem. So finally, we've got the number one most frequent top 16 deck of Alt Cup format in the small duration we've looked at here today. We've got 7 red hybrid top 16s, edging out Mirage's 5. Red hybrid goes very fast. We don't like that, but you know, it's powerful. We got to respect it.
Yeah, I really haven't missed hitting tamers in security and then them immediately doing something with it.
Yeah,
that's definitely not fun.
There's a shine player.
Yeah, so true, so true. Gain a memory
-3K,
-3K, brother.
No, but in order for me to turn that Marcus into a Digimon, it's got to be under specific conditions that, yeah, the deck does, but it's geared around that. But any tamer can become a hybrid that can swing for game. And because you play only hybrids, every tamer is a lethal swing. As long as you get the memory for it, which they play 4 red memory boost anyway, so...
But the hybrid player, right? So if you're saying that anything can become a hybrid, right?
I'm just saying it's scary.
No, and it is scary, but the logic of like, oh, but I have to commit to making Marcus into something. They have to commit memory into it in theory as well, unless they've got the fucking memory setter Takuya and they swing into security with it.
Yeah, but what I mean is that the only way my Marcus can become a Digimon is if I have the relevant card out, or one of the Digimon gives the effect, whereas like Red Hybrid just goes, oh cool, I hit Memory Tamer in security, my turn, Digivolve Memory Tamer, swing for game.
Could you not make the argument though that the Marcus is actually better because not better overall, but more threatening potentially because you just have to go, oh, pay 1 memory, and let's be honest, you're never not gonna have an Agumon or a Greymon on the field.
But it's because Shine doesn't play any blockers. It's pure aggro, pretty much. So like when you're sitting there like, oh, I've won on my next turn because they've got 1 security, and then they pop out a tamer and you're like, oh well, fuck, that's it.
That is annoying.
GG.
The other annoying one is hitting Atomic Inferno off the stack in the early game makes me want to cry.
Yep, it do that.
I feel very punished for running decks that deal chip damage to security, because if you're running chip damage early game, then they're much more likely to see a relevant card in the early game that's going to snowball them. But you get high rolled a lot more by it, at least. Like a Tamer coming off or Atomic Inferno coming off or something.
Bryce, you love hybrids. Why don't you play red hybrid?
Because red hybrid is the lame hybrid. Like I am
Mate,
not
how
a
can
fan
you
of deck.
say that when black hybrid exists?
Black hybrids is funny and I love it.
Black hybrid
yellow-
doesn't exist. Firstly,
It
It
does.
will. It will.
It does in my dreams.
BT14, it exists.
is this when the
Yeah.
the memory link men come out?
Yeah, you use the mind link tamer and you have a permanent target to do your hybrid in. And then you use Mother D Reaper and you turn into a blocker.
Oh
all
my
two of the
god!
hybrids that are decent.
Can't wait till that wins a tournament and use it on nothing.
It's not happening. I'm
Caravaggio.
sorry.
Yellow and blue hybrid are like I like those decks. I think those decks are like really fun. Green hybrid's funny because it doesn't and does work. Red hybrid's just boring. It is literally just evolve tamer swing face. There is no
My
other
man
play.
hates any good deck.
Yeah, I know I do. Mate, I played yellow hybrid when it was meta. Give me that at least.
I didn't.
How is that
I
like
was-
a good thing? Like, oh, I played yellow hybrid when it was DJing.
I
Because
played
yours
yellow
are
when
on-
Jet Selfimon was unlimited.
Because you are constantly hitting me with it. Oh, he refuses to play meta, which is mostly fair. But that's the one time I did.
Yeah, just not anymore, right? Not anymore.
Yeah, no. Well, to be fair, I've very rarely played meta in any card game, but
No, I don't. I don't either, really. Apart from Metamon.
Oh yeah, of course.
I do, but
Top
it's not
three.
because it's meta. It's because I like the decks.
Guys, did you hear I got top 3 at a 52 person event with Etamon?
Dad with who?
Did you hear this? I don't know if I've told
Where-
anyone.
Oh, hurts me.
Where might one find such a 40-minute long deck list video?
I
40
genuinely forgot, right, that we've not recorded a podcast since this happened, because it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since we recorded a podcast. So yeah, there was a big event, and I got third with Etamon at it at a 52 person event. I made a 40-minute video on my YouTube channel that I very sparingly put content on now, and you can find it by typing in Cobb Etamon deck or something like that, Digimon, into YouTube. It is on my YouTube channel. You can watch it if you too want to evolve mice into Pooh, and then from Pooh go into Monkey, and then from Monkey gain gold or metal armor, and then turn into like a big UFO thing and suspend the whole board and win the game instantly.
Truly the circle of life.
I love it.
Well, that's it for this week, guys. No.
Imagine,
Yep.
man. Imagine that would be perfect. But finally, the only other thing we'll say is we've got 2 first places from these alt cups. It must have only been 2 I looked at then. Blackboard Greymon X actually won 1, which is funny how we were talking about earlier on. Oh, it's alright. But Blackboard Grey won one of them, and the other one was Mirage. So yeah, Blackboard Greymon, a cool deck. Mirage is alright. At least it's not Blue Flare. Yeah.
Blue Flare.
So Ultimate Cup season's done. It's time to go back
Yes.
into regionals, meta baby. Time to play the game as God intended. I don't know how I feel about alt cups anymore. I'm kind of just like the worst thing about them was that the prizing was pretty good. When the regionals prizing was dog water, so you get punished for playing the normal format.
I think Bandai are going to be doing, and again, this is not insider knowledge, I think they're doing a restructuring of their events at the moment because publicly Cardass is no more.
Oh really?
Cardass Club has gone. They have reorganized their division into Bandai Card Games. And I actually know the people that are heading it up, which I am looking forward to see what they're going to do because they have a lot of good ideas. The problem with Ultimate Cups is that they are priced the same as the regionals, but do not provide the same prize structure. I think what might happen, and again, I don't know, is regionals will become the de facto event, and Ultimate Cup events will transition purely into more of an online or side event sort of structure type thing. I think that might be the case because it happened with One Piece. They done one set of treasure cups, then never again, and now it's all regionals and chopper battles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to go a similar way because the Alt Cup prizing is good if you win, but if you don't, it's kind of dog water. So I could see them doing something along those lines. And
I don't know.
I think we'll we'll hear more about it in the new year when the card game fest over in LA happens.
It kind of depends, man, for me, because I think Alt Cup is actually pretty good, because if you can get to the is it top 32 you have to get for the level 5 Digimon?
The War Grill, yeah.
Because I think if you get top 32 in an Alt Cup, the prize is actually kind of decent for what you get.
It's not good for the average participant though.
Yeah, perhaps. It depends.
You get a Digi-Egg and an event pack.
The Digi-Egg is boss. It also doesn't help that the current Guilmon run of prize cards has been out for quite a while, and the pricing on them is pretty low. So they kind of need to freshen that up a bit now. The only thing that's expensive is like the Grillmon onwards. But actually, see, even the level 4 cards in Alt Cup, they tend to be kind of expensive sometimes.
But we should see a new set coming out. It might be the Black War set next year, but we'll see the new format coming out soon for it as well. After the December Ultimate Cups finish, which will probably be mid-January, knowing how Bandai schedule things, we'll then start to see the new season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the Alt Cups, because when they initially announced it, they were saying that the colour restriction rule was going to be like changed after a year or something. So we'll see if they end up doing that or not. I'm down to see another alternate format.
Yeah, I think they chosen Tamer's sort of commander style.
That was the other one I was thinking.
Format.
That'll be crazy though, because it's such a massive. Like, let's be honest, Ultimate Cup basically is just like a soft ban list for certain decks. But it's like, if they do the chosen one format, that'll completely change things. It'll be mad.
Or the Digi-Destined format.
I'd love that. Sound. Well, we'll see what that holds, but we'll go on to the regionals results that we've had recently. We'll start at the bottom. Started at the bottom, now we're here. We'll say that later. At the bottom, we've got Alphamon has had one top. This is over the course of 4 regionals events we're covering now. So Alphamon, this was actually the deck that I picked up for BT13. I didn't think it was going to be godly or anything, but I thought it was probably going to be a bit stronger than it ended up being. I just really enjoy playing Alphamon. Like, the dopamine you get from the memory gain, the card draw, yoinking and sploinking sources under your man and swinging for a bunch of checks is really fun.
Give me PTSD.
Yoinky sploinky under the Alphamon.
No.
But it's just like, it's kind of strange, because every time I play it, right, and it could just be the list I was running, it feels somewhat inconsistent and slow to get started at least. Like, I feel like we live in a world now where if you're wanting to pay like 5-6 memory of Tamers before you hit the griddy, it's probably not good enough. Like,
yeah, it's
even
not. Why isn't you hitting
so
the
good.
griddy tonight?
Yeah, I'm always hitting the griddy. It's just my quote of the month, I think, right now.
It's Shaq's word of the month, and it's infuriating.
It's so good.
It's just a testament to how far the game has developed. And we talk about power creep. The game has power crept a bit, obviously, and it's faster. But it's much faster than Set 1 format, for example. But Alphamon's just been left behind because it does need to set up its pieces. And by that time, Shine Greymon's won.
Alphamon though can still be a really good deck, because that Alphamon I faced it in this last regional. It was by the player called YuXOh, which is a player that tops very often in Europe, and he went X1 and his only loss was to me. So I can get the props for that. And he plays the deck really well, and like the deck feels consistent, because like when Cool Boy hits everything in your deck, when you have multiple draws, when you go up the stack and you have multiple level 4s, multiple level 5s, and the deck still works the same. Like, it hits you for all your security, then it stands there with immunity, and then you're done. And I'm pretty sure I only won because game 3 he milled basically is 2 Oryukens with new Dora Greymon.
Oh dear. That's not very good.
That is hard times, man. It definitely can still pop off. Like, I'm not saying it's honking or anything, but I just feel like this is another thing. I might have been playing it wrong, right? Because I was trying to put Yuji in the deck. Was YuXOh playing Yuji in his list?
Is usually the one that allows you to place a card underneath.
Yes.
Yeah. He plays it, but not a lot. Basically, he just uses it like when you can recover enough memory with Alphamon or Yuken to play it from hand. He doesn't use it as an
That's
engine. So he plays like I think he plays like a max of 2 copies. So basically just uses like when he's sure that he can OTK to put the extra Oryumon to finish the game.
That's very fucking interesting. Because I mean, I've probably been playing it wrong then, because I was trying to do it the classic way where you play them before you do your raise turn and you get the value and stuff. But it's basically just there as an OTK enabler. Like if you're going to use it for the memory gain effect, I guess it's not actually that great because you're probably only going to get the effect of once a game. So yeah, that's actually really interesting. I'll have to think about that if I'm going back to
Alphamon, the OG, well not OG, but like the Alphamon or you can combo. It doesn't need UG anymore because the new Alphamons tuck something from trash or hand anyway, which can be your Oryumon, so it doesn't need that extra step.
Yeah, you can get away with it sometimes if you do pass turn, and then you slip under the Oryumon that way. It can be awkward sometimes because, well, no, it's not really that awkward. What am I talking about? Because you have to, when you evolve into Alphamon, you slip an Oryumon under anyway, so it's not really that bad. Yeah, interesting. I might be, may or may not be my backup deck if I'm going to pussy out on taking Etamon to regionals. So yeah, interesting. We might go back to
pussy out.
I may or may not. It's hard for me, man, because that regionals at the weekend was honking, man. I went like 1x1. I'm going to call it 2x. Because the final game I lost when I had we tied because when I had lethal on the board because my man across from me I was having honestly we were bantering away so well the whole time like, but I would have 100% won this final game. But he was sitting going, I must have a way to out this Quartzmon. I must. And I swear he was like, I was looking at his board going, there is fucking nothing in this deck that would out it, brother. And he's going, I must have a way. And I don't think he did it maliciously or anything, but I'm sitting going, hurry up, brother.
Sounds like he was stalling to get a draw, mate.
But we were having banter and all that. I don't want to believe he'd do that to me.
Also try and stall the clock out. That's 100, but that makes it worse.
He was Ginger James. He's Ginger James's mate as well. I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it. Ginger James, I know him as.
No, was Ginger it Jambo James you were playing against?
No, it was his mate. No. So I'm not buying it. He did it maliciously, man. But I was like, come on, brother, surely to God. And I would have even asked him, like, oh, can we do something about this? But the other thing that happened was the way this tournament was ran as well. If you didn't report your result in time, it just get took down as a draw instantly. So I was like, okay, well, I can't really do fuck all about this. But yeah, anyway, enough of my crying. We'll move on. Gallantmon has had one top as well, one top 16, which is cool. It is okay. It is an okay deck. Sometimes it can do what it needs to do against you, and it's matchup dependent. Pretty much, man. If you want to put it there,
it is the deck that is forever almost good. Like every single time it gets new cards, it's like, is this the card? Will it actually be good now? And it's like,
It's finally had like a decent amount of support that gives it a really nice niche, I think. Though, like...
Well, it's got the same amount of support as all major decks do, where you have to actually pick and choose. You don't just play every card available to you. But I mean, it's a control deck and it doesn't have any protection.
I don't know. I think I'd call it like a mid-range deck.
Between the two of them.
It is because it's got like fast OTK potential, but it pops stuff as it does it. So it's like it's hard, man. There's not many sheer control decks in Digimon really. Even like Black War Grey and stuff is going to like griddy you because Bryce loves it. It's going to griddy you for like 3 checks, turn 3 or something like that.
You know, I don't know. I feel like every time they put the support, they jump between the two different sides of it.
Yeah,
and because of that, neither side ends up being good. Fuck, I can't speak.
Well,
so yeah.
Thing is though, the new, although they have bounced between the kind of Chaos Gallant, if you like, purple stuff and the red stuff, it has actually like meshed together ridiculously well. Like the Rush Guilmon, very powerful with the Warp into Kato. The fact that they can run these trashing cards without fully committing to playing like a trash based list, if you like. that's really helped it. Like that Black Grillmon that trashes 2 and adds a piece back to hand's really good. And the on deletion effect that gives you, where you can just add a piece back as well, is really good for the Warp and Takato. I think it's like interesting how Gallantmon has now become like, instead of people keep going, there's like an infinitely dead ass take that people say in the community where they go, Gallantmon's problem is it doesn't have any protection. If it had protection, it would probably be quite good. But I'm like, does every deck need protection? This deck, instead of having protection, has comeback mechanics up the arse, and I think that's really interesting.
The combat mechanics don't work when you have no way to stop them killing you.
Oh, that's true. Maybe you can say it's to get less defensive measures then. Like, but, you know, it's red. It's not meant to be super defensive. It's meant to gritty on you.
Oh, mate, I swear to God. Bryce, have you ever smothered someone before?
No, but I'm more than willing to try.
Good.
Bro, that ass ain't big enough to do it, so don't even bother.
What? Who said?
Hey, yo?
What are we talking about?
Don't even try, man. Don't even try.
Right. On to the next deck.
What's your opinion of Gallantmon?
What?
Awesome.
I didn't even hear what you said.
It's Gallant. I don't believe in the deck.
Fair enough.
Gallant isn't real and can't hurt me.
Even Gallantmon players don't believe in the deck that much, man.
I practiced Beelzemon versus Gallant and I won. At that moment, I lose all hope in the deck.
And that is the thing. See, when Gallantmon wasn't good enough in Beelzemon Tier 1 meta, it's just an absolute shit show if the deck that benefits off of you having stuff in your trash can't win. That's just embarrassing. So yeah, I get it, man. And even now, after Beelzemon's been hit and Gallantmon's received good support, it still can't win in the matchup. That's embarrassing. Aye. Yes, I have wrote down Red Hybrid here. I'm going to say that's meant to have a 1 next to it, and I have deleted the 1. My Red Hybrid got 1 top in regionals. Maybe it's just not the meta for it. If it's having this many in Alt Cup and not that many in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Just does not suit it. We've spoken enough about Red Hybrid tonight. We'll move on to another deck we spoke about at length. All Force had 1. There's just better, like, fast OTK decks to play, I would say, if in the regionals format than All Force. Like, why would you play that over Shine or Blue Flare? I mean, that's a different identity. Think OTK decks. Think OTK decks was better than Belphegor, kinda. I mean, that's not quite an OTK, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I feel like there's just better things. Well.
Mirage is just better All Force. It's that simple. It's All Force without Tamers.
All Force at home.
Yeah,
All Force at home, but at home is with a gourmet chef.
Yeah. All Force at home, yeah, but you work in the White House, or you live in the White House. Cool. All Force is
everyone that works in the White House also live in the White House?
No, but the president does. Is where I was getting at with that.
The president doesn't cook his own meals?
That's what... Yes.
The president doesn't do fucking anything, by the way, man.
But he's got a gourmet chef that cooks it for him, Adam, was a joke.
Yeah, he gets Mackey's ordered in. Anyway.
He does.
I've got the greatest food on the planet, he says with 500.
Wrong president.
Wrong president.
Right. Anyway, Hunters, next one on the list. Two tops. What do we think?
I'm still a Hunters denier, man.
I am too.
It's like, here, do you want to play Crossheart? And you're like, sure. Oh, and here, you want to play Blue Flare? And you're like, sure. Do you want to play a deck that's both of them, but worse? Sure, then that's Hunters.
So,
Crossheart isn't in our topping list. Spoilers. So
yeah, because Crossheart also sucks.
Do you know? Do you know why Crossheart's not in the topping list? Because it's older. That's why people be like, this deck came out new, man. This shit is good as hell. But yeah. I'm also a Hunters denier, purely based on the fact that I have never lost to one ever. I don't think, right? And I fought 3 at the BT12 regionals, but. On top of that, I will say this, I know for a fact I'm wrong. I know it must be a good deck because it had ridiculous results in BT12 and the numbers don't lie.
YuXOh, you want to tell them what you think or tell them Hunters actually exist?
I terrorize my locals with Hunters. It was the only deck that it was the only deck that
I think
could beat Beelzemon.
I think we need to be real here. It's not the deck, it's the player. The player is the one that's terrorizing locals. It doesn't matter what you do it with.
Right.
You could take a shit deck like Pooh.
I was
and
literally
you could
about to say
terrorize
this.
locals.
I was going to say I will be DMing you after this, YuXOh, and you will be terrorising locals with Pooh. Maybe I am the teacher. You become the master shortly after. And you're
I
the
gotta start cooking.
Break him down.
Gotta start cooking on that pool list.
I do, man. Like
Yeah,
I've not
cook
cooked up the
that Pooh.
BT. I've not really
Bring
done
out the
much
X%.
cooking with the 14 of the X5 list, man. Like it's because I don't really test a lot of future formats, man. Like, and I barely play the game. Well, I don't barely play the game. I don't play enough anymore. I need to get on this new client, man. It's actually really good. If anyone's played it.
Yeah, I've been playing
Project
Drazel. We Project Drazel. Let's not dox them in case Bandai's listening. Yeah, the unofficial. I mean, Digimon's had a couple of sims on tabletop and Untap for a while, but this one's actually good. I mean, tabletop was good. It's just effort. When you want to play a quick game, you have to fucking load it up and load all the board and do all the draggy and stuff.
The draggy is what kills tabletop for me.
Yeah, but the new simulator is actually pretty good. I like it. The only pet peeve I have is that you have to manually move out your Digimon from raising one card at a time. Yeah. But otherwise, pretty good.
Literally, the only issues I've found with it are like dragging Evos to try and slide things under is a fucking Professor Layton puzzle. But other than that, it's actually really fun, really functional. I just wish it had some sort of rank ladder. I don't know if it's got enough people playing it for that, but I would love a rank ladder if there was enough people playing it, man.
Not
to get some
yet,
proper
but I
good
think
testing.
they are planning on it.
That would be crazy, man, because it just reminds me of like Dueling Book, but for Digimon if it was made in 2023.
Yeah.
God, Dueling Book, that brings back fucking memories.
Have you played any of the new client YuXOh?
I have tested a new client. It's like I prefer it to tabletop as well because of all the dragging and everything from tabletop. I really don't like it.
It's really good, man. Good for indicating stuff as well. Nicer. So I get on that, gang. It's actually got a half decent player base as well. Every time I'm on it, there's at least 10 people looking for a game, so you do have people to pick from. And yes, moving on from Hunter's Slander, we have Bloomlord had 2 tops. We have spoken about Bloomlord, we will not continue to do that. We've had 2 tops from Beelzemon, soon to be 3.
Ooh.
Yes.
I wonder who that could be.
Could be literally anybody on this podcast, on this Discord call right now could have talked with Beelzemon. It could have been me, it could have been Bryce, it could even have been Adam.
I don't think so.
You don't catch me playing Digimon much these days.
No, it's too busy One Piecing and judging.
I need to win some funny thing that's happening.
True. Right, YuXOh, this is your time to talk about Beelzemon. Past your girlfriend plays it, what do you think carves a niche in the meta for Beelzemon right now?
I feel Beelzemon has enough aggression and speed to keep up with the top decks in the meta, as well as having multiple tools to take care of them.
Yes.
So, like, trashing security, like, you could, even versus Shine in particular, since the nature of Beelzemon is that you mill so much, and you have cards to recover the cards that you trash, so you basically, it's one of the few decks that you play almost 100% of the deck.
Yeah.
You always have access to everything, and since you can mount up the stack so fast, like for example versus Shine, I just take in Ruin mode and Marcus cannot promote, so Shine just doesn't play.
Mode. How many Ruin modes do you run?
Oh, just one? I only need to mill one.
Oh, of course! Man, that's actually really good, and I have one Ruin mode. I don't know, man, you've inspired me, because I really do like the deck as well, but I've just kind of moved away from it a bit. Maybe I start playing Beelzemon again as my backup deck. Maybe I've got 3 backup decks now. I've got either that, Belphemon or Alphamon, but I'll be honest, I've not played Belphemon enough to be competent as you are with it. So I'll probably not end up taking.
I went all in on a deck when I was testing it at locals, and we have a Machine Ramon player. And before I started playing the deck, everybody told me, "Oh, this matchup is dead. You're just gonna lose. It's auto lose." So I went to the matchup, and I'm like, so far, every time I faced him on Machine Ramon, I haven't lost yet.
That's crazy, man.
I might have dropped a game, but it was mostly due to bricks. But I know my win con versus Machine Ramon, and I never dropped a game to him.
What do you do if they make like a Chaos Dramon on the board, and they've got like one analog man?
They cannot. I never let them get past a Machine Dramon or into Chaos. If they want to do a Chaos, they have to hardcast it. I always memory lock them to the point where they cannot evolve into Machine Ramon and into the Chaos, or hardcast the Machine Ramon and evolve into Chaos. So they will always not have enough sources to protect from a double 7 full cluster from Beelzemon, and I'll always be swinging either 14 or 16k, and they have to block it because I just trashed all their security.
Well, this is just the skill diff coming out again then. This man knows what he's doing and he can beat it. Like, I don't know. It's I think it depends as well on like the list. Like, I run very heavy memory boost lists every time I play Machine Dramon because the choking is so fucking horrible. Like I was on 4 at one point. I think I'm down to 3 again now, but that definitely helps it out. But yeah, if you choke it every turn and you play faster than it, it's if he can't evo into a Machine Dramon and then into an X, it's kinda over for him. So fair play, mate. That's good.
We love choking it.
And perhaps, yeah, we do every night. But yeah, maybe I'll get back into Beelzemon because it's super fucking fun. Like, I actually, see, even when it was tier 1, I fucking loved the deck. I thought it was so fun, but I felt dirty playing it, man. I just felt sick to my stomach doing shit, and it's don't get me wrong, it's a lot more balanced now, but at the time it made me feel fucking ill. So yeah, fair play, man, because it's really funny how in the Japanese BT13 format, Beelzemon was still like top 3, top 5 decks, but just because of that hit, it's completely changed how our metas went.
I also feel the deck is less brain dead now with the MPX 2A1, because before, like, we had examples of like a really good BLs player losing to a guy that just picked up the deck just because he had luck in the mills and milling the imp mons, and at that point just Beelzemon X just makes the game brain dead to just trash for security just because you. Because right now you're more interested as well in milling in the quality of your mills instead of the quantity. Before, when you had Ipmon EX2 at 4, you just wanted to mill as much as possible to finish the game with Beelzemon X. Now you have to think about your turn because most likely you won't be able to OTK. There are situations where you can, but it's not the main game plan anymore.
Yeah, that's the truth of it though, and that's what's made it a lot more interesting, I think, because you have to kind of balance like chunking security away and also like controlling the board, but it's got really good tools for that. Like Deathslinger is a fucking amazing card, man. Being able to just pop something for 4 is so nasty.
It's so flexible. The card is just amazing.
Question: do you run a one-off BL star in your list?
I do not, because in testing I never reached a point where I could drop it for 1, or a point where I wanted to evolve into BL Star to get the Imp Rush. I would just rather go BLs into BLs X.
Yeah.
So I just had to cut it.
No, I agree.
If the meta was like 90% control decks where you could reach 30 and trash consistently, sure, but the meta is too fast for that. So it just ends up being a dead card. So I just tech other cards. I have a bunch of cards at 1 in the Beelzemon deck.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense, man. I'm gonna have a look at mine again. I think. Well, it's actually got me so hyped, man, to look at this deck again. A friend of ours, Diana, was playing the deck as well. Who's new to the game.
Don't forget something you can do, because I've done this many times versus Shine. Because like you lock Shine out of playing for 2 turns with the Ruin mode. Yeah. One on the Digivolve, one with the Swing on Deletion. But if you have Wizardmon in the stack, you reveal a bomb, you put it on top, he dies, he recovers the bomb.
Oh my god. That is nasty, man. That is absolutely nasty. Holy shit. That's another thing about that deck that's just crazy powerful. What, you're just running like 7 bombs out here casually as hell?
Like, yeah, that's basically because you need to, because like minimum you run 7, because like 3 Rivals Barrage, 4 Deaths Linger minimum.
Yeah.
And then I run 2 of the 7-fold cluster, so I have 9 bombs in the deck.
It's crazy, mate. It's crazy. Oh man, there's so much potential. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. Right, somebody throw a glass of cold water on me or something here, man. This is crazy.
I'll run round to your place, throw some water at you. I'll be back in a minute.
Hold on, I'm gonna quickly go. I'm not going to the toilet to pee. I'm actually gonna go get a glass of cold water and pour it over me. I'll be back in a second. Can take my place.
Oh yeah, of course, mate, of course. Right. So the next deck we have the next deck we have coming up is D Reaper. It sounds like he's beating the shit out of himself. We already had D Reaper come up in Alt Cup. Probably more of the same, but
Pretty much the same. You want to hit the deck
tactical retreat.
Yeah.
no.
God.
What? It plays Starmons, if anything, and that's about it.
No.
The Reaper is still the same thing. You want to hit the decks that have level-based removal and you win. Dodge Black War.
Dodge Blackwater is fucking key at this point.
It's not Dodge Blackwater, it's Dodge Raid Greymon.
As well. But basically, you always have Raid now in any version of the Black War deck, because either they run the level 5 that let you swing into Mother, or they have the level 5 that raids. So you just put X antibody underneath, raid into the Mother, then evolve into Black War.
Yes.
Yep. So D Reapers basically just hope your matchups are good and you'll make it, but otherwise the deck is really strong. Mirage coming up next with 3 tops. Did we talk about that much about Mirage in Alt Cup?
Yeah, I mean, it just plays a bunch of tamers and keeps restand. Oh no, sorry, that's All Force.
All Force.
It basically just goes, yeah, you're gonna draw a card and I'm gonna like it. That's pretty much what Mirage does.
Adam thinks.
It does. Mirage is the ultimate kink deck, man. It
Whoa.
literally go. No, Cobb, you agree with me?
I go away
one,
for
man?
2 minutes, and this is what we fucking moved on
No,
to.
you
From the
agree with
spicy meta talks with YuXOh, and I come back and you're dragging this good podcast through the mud again.
No, you agree, man. Mirage is the ultimate kink deck because
How?
it goes, you'll draw a card and I'm going to like it.
Shut
me
up,
I'm
shut
wrong.
up, man.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Surely it's
Draw a
like
card for me, baby.
honking patter, boys. Honking
It's
patter.
you're going to draw a card and I'm going to fucking gain 75 memory
There's so
because of it.
Nah, there's so much many more incredible wording
Okay, there.
kink decks in Digimon, man. Like there's
Whoa,
so much
that's
more
not
lewd
what I
deck.
expected.
There's so much more
Okay,
there's so many more
Yeah.
lewd decks in Digimon than fucking
Like-
you draw
like
a card and I'm
Bryce
gonna like
fucking-
it.
You should see Bryce's Mastamon shrine at his house, man.
Oh, my internet cut out.
No, convenient.
My internet cut out. What did he say?
Ah, never mind. So, moving on, we've got Blue Flare, Poo Flare.
Yeah.
It's fine, does what it does.
3 tops.
And then we've got
Black Wargrey with 3 again.
Blue Weiss Gamamon.
Weiss.
I don't know.
Weiss.
But yeah,
Dunno.
Black Wargrey,
War.
we talked about a bit on D Reaper, is just like, deck is really strong.
3 of them.
Yellow Hybrid.
Oh,
Yellow
okay,
Hybrid's
we're
doing well.
neat.
Yellow Hybrid had 3 tops and 1 regionals, and also one of them gets second place.
Cap. Online regional?
No.
Oh, fuck, my excuse is gone. What do I do?
Online regionals don't count. They're rampant with cheating.
They do when I
Bribe.
get paid for
They're
them.
rampant with cheating.
Yeah, they are.
Digimon's alright,
Um,
actually. One Piece is Hochin. Digimon's alright. There's not a lot of cheaters in Digimon.
In One Piece, I'd be like adding a fucking 2k counter from off screen to my hand.
Oh,
So
would you?
I seen a video of the most blatant cheating in One Piece, where a guy asks his opponent for how many cards he has in hand, and then immediately grabs something from his grave and puts it in his hand, thinking his opponent's counting his hand. And he's
Yeah.
like, mate, and then he goes, mate, I literally watched you add that card from your grave to your hand. What
Oh,
the fuck are you
Jesus.
doing?
It's my
Yeah.
camera angle.
Is my camera angle, Judge? Is my camera angle?
I know, he had it on recording and everything. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But I remember you warning me about this for like the first One Piece regional in person I did, and then I was like, there was none. No one's nearly as bold in person because they know they'll actually get called out.
Cheating works differently in online versus offline. Offline is either just trying to be sleek it, or if you don't know what that means, trying to be like fly and put a card back in your hand, or quickly check something, or like deck stacking. But cheating in like offline events is like not announcing card effects correctly, drawing one too many cards, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Have you
And
guys
marking your cards?
have you guys ever experienced in-person cheating of someone at the opposite end of the table to you?
Think so, yeah.
Oh, like as a player?
Yeah. Let's just say in
Back in
Digimon
Yu-Gi-Oh!
now.
What happened to me? Back
Yes,
in
I
Yu-Gi-Oh!
have.
Not in Digimon or One Piece.
In Digimon, Adam, what happened to you?
I was playing. This was I think this was one of the store championships last year or the year before. Whenever I was playing Lord Nightmon, I can't remember what the deck was specifically, but it had a bunch of effects. And they just announced every effect incorrectly.
Oh, what? So they just made the effects
No,
sound better than it was.
making things up. They were like, "Oh, I can put." It was like, "Oh, I can pop a 5K or less, so I'll kill that." And I was like, it quite clearly says on the card 3K or less,
That's
mate.
lazy, man. That is lazy cheating.
Sorry, I didn't read that.
No, mate, that I had such a similar story to that as
I
well.
was like, right, okay, and then they just kept doing it, and I was like, mate, I'm just gonna stop you. I have a mental library of every single card in the game in my head at all times. I know what your effects do,
Aye.
and they don't do what you're doing.
You're like, you do.
Just the
I know
Digimon
this
Card
too.
Champion here.
And then
Literally.
he suddenly knew what all of his effects done, and I was like, and then I proceeded to wipe the floor with him.
I've had that happen a few times. I didn't really think much about that. I'm too, when I'm not judging, I'm too easy to like just give people the benefit of the doubt that I'm playing against because I can't be arsed.
I'll give them a couple. I'll give
mate,
them
like-
it a couple of times until they keep doing it, and then I'm like, mate, I know what your cards do. They don't do what you're doing. Read your cards.
It's funny. YuXOh, have you ever had somebody across the table cheat, or do you suspect them of cheating?
Not at all, actually. Every player I played in person was actually pretty nice.
I've had loads of people be nice to me, man, in person as well. Like I think I've only had one example of it, man, and it was at finals in Bremen. There's a guy across the table from me, and it was when it was getting sweaty. Like I think I was like 4-2 or something at the time, right? So it was like to the point where you lose one game, you're probably not gonna get it. And the guy I was playing against was playing Grandis, and I was playing Machinedramon, so it was like ridiculously easy for me. Like, and the guy, at one point, I swear he gypped me out of one memory. It could have been that I just forgot it, but I was like, brother, in my head, I was like, mate, I set you to 1 last turn. Like, I intentionally did this play to set it to 1, but it could have just been like a mistake on the memory gauges, like he didn't see it going to 1 or some shit like that. But then I could tell the guy was getting like quite shook and tense, and he evolved into the green hybrid. What's it, Hercules Kabuterimon or something like that?
I think
Ancient Beetlemon.
It was the level 4 one, right? And the effect is like
Rhino Kabuterimon.
something. So he went into the level 4 hybrid, and he was trying to like swing past Machinedramon, and he was like, Evo into this, suspend Machinedramon, and I was like, I didn't know what the card did, but I went, that seems too good. I don't believe that that's just an unconditional suspend. And I read it, and it's like suspend a 3K or less, a 4K or less, or something. And I was like, aye mate, that doesn't do that. And he was like, oh, sorry. And I'm just like, I don't fucking believe that this guy does not know his card effects, and he's at fucking this point in the game, and there was just a weird aura coming from the guy. Like, I was sus of him. So it was just funny. I'm like, nah, man. It wasn't even that I knew what the card did and called him out on it. I'm like, nah, it can't be that good, mate. Let me read that shit. Funny.
Yeah, I mean, you as a judge, you see it all the time anyway, the potential cheating, but you can't really act upon it until it becomes actual cheating. You can just tell them to pack it in, basically.
Aye. I know.
We still on meta roundup. Let's speed
I was going to say, after
yes,
our
we're nearly
lovely cheating rant, when we were talking about yellow hybrid, which feels targeted, the next we then have Shine Grey with 4 top 16s. I don't think we even need to talk about it.
Nah.
My deck,
fairly self-explanatory.
It did a good thing.
Crazy.
If you're playing a TK, what are you doing?
Okay, we'll leave it on the Adam attacking people. What the fuck?
This cigar keep going.
Yeah, next is Royal Knights with 6 tops. We haven't even talked about it yet because obviously Alt Cup it doesn't work.
I'm so surprised at Royal Knights, man. Like the deck to me, I've built it and I'm gonna play it at locals whenever I get a chance to. The deck just is so mid to me when I play against it. I have not lost a game to it once. It's just so easy to beat. Like even when I was playing like a dog shit Ravemon deck, I've just beat it every single time. But it does really well, and I don't know how because I want it to be good, but I've also not lost to it, and I know that I'm a good player. So like, what the fuck's going on?
You're not a good player. Nah, I'm kidding.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible player.
No, you're a gatekeeper like me, Adam. Me and you are gatekeepers. Top 32 gatekeepers.
Shut up about your gatekeeper shite. I hear you in check
so good,
about this all the time.
At locals, I'm not a gatekeeper, but in the international stage, I'm definitely a gatekeeper.
Aye, you're not a fucking gatekeeper at locals because Shek's always with you, and he says one thing and you've laughed your way into a loss because you don't know what you're doing.
What are you talking about? This is stop attacking people, Adam. We're talking about Royal Knights.
I know.
No, this is Criticism the podcast. What we're talking about.
You love Adam. It's not even that late, mate. It's 9 o'clock.
I know.
It's my bedtime, man.
Now that angry Adam's out of the way, I played against Ginger James, the lovely judge. Me and him played some games at the SEC on the weekend. He let me use Royal Knights, and I was like, "Oh my god, this deck is so fucking fun."
It is fun,
and it feels really strong as well. I don't know what the fuck Adam's talking about. I can get that it'll struggle with Shine because you are still trying to play a slightly longer game, and playing that against Shine is really hard, especially when I don't think you have minus protection from anything.
No.
Like, the deck goes, sit for maybe 2 or 3 turns, putting stuff under, play Omnimon, play 7 guys with Rush, see what they do.
Yeah.
And the answer is almost always they die.
No, the answer is they go into Quartzmon and extend hand.
Well, no, but they're going into Quartzmon during your turn.
Oh, but yeah, well, this is if you keep turn after it, right? Like, how often does that happen after turn 3?
If you don't keep turn with Omnimon, then you're just bad.
Okay, fair.
You're not playing Omnimon to go, I scare you with my 7 bodies. You just wait the turn and play it next turn and keep turn.
No,
I can get some insight on Royal Knights because one of the best players in my locals built it. He full pimped the deck, cost him a whole.
Oh my god!
I can say with no exaggeration, at least 2,000 euros on that deck.
Oh my lord!
So basically, the problem with Royal Knights is really strong versus certain decks, and it has a game plan for most decks. The problem is the deck does not cycle and doesn't search quick enough to find its answers to the different decks. So, for example, he gets absolutely destroyed by Blue Flare because Blue Flare just puts Sec +1 jamming, double swings, and 4 security is gone because you have no bombs, you just have big bodies, and so basically you get destroyed too quickly, and you have no way to interact with Tamers in that deck. And your only solution to that is like Craniumon, and that's not one of the best Royal Knights you have, so it won't really advance your game plan of just hard casting Craniumon every turn.
Yeah.
You get completely screwed by Floodgates. And like you can put answers to Floodgates, you can put Marcus, you can put Porcupamon. The problem is that will be mostly the only thing you will do your turn. So what a bad player or an inexperienced player will do, they will drop the Floodgate at just about any moment, and that's not what you want to do. You want to set up your own win con, then drop the Floodgate.
Now the like Solarmon and stuff.
Yeah. So basically,
Psychmon, Solarmon.
Yeah, Psychmon, Solarmon, I don't think there's another.
Chikurimon.
Chikurimon. So basically, what you want to do, like, you set up your own win con, your own kill turn, and then you drop the rookie. So now the Royal Knights player has to choose either to deal with your win con that's coming next turn, or to get rid of the Floodgate. And usually, either they will lose because they have to deal with the rookie and pass turn, or they just give you 10 memory to deal with your other threat, and at that point you have 10 memory. If you didn't win, then your deck is just bad.
Yeah, I see that all the time where it's happened to me as well, playing random decks, and they're like, okay, turn 2, I drop Solarmon, and I'm like, mate, I've not even started comboing yet. Kill Solarmon with Porcupamon or Marcus, continue to cycle. And they're like, oh, I only play that as a one-off, and I'm like, oh, maybe you should have saved it for when I'm about to win then, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, you've watched me not play anything turn 1 and then hard tuck a fucking Dynasmon. Like, that's it. I've not done anything yet.
So yeah, basically, Royal Knight wins against any deck that cannot kill the bodies or cannot floodgate them from coming out. Because Pomamon also ruins Royal Knights because they cannot do Omni into playing multiple bodies.
Pomamon's a crazy card right now, I feel like.
I think that was a fairly good summary of why Royal Knights is both good and bad.
No, that's perfect, man, because I don't have that much experience against playing against Royal Knights. I think I've played it like literally twice. Because I think a lot of people didn't invest into it. Like, a lot of people like to decide early doors what they're going to play for the set, and I know one guy who played it at CC, and legitness, I think they spent like £200-300 on it for a non-altered version. Yeah.
But the deck's not that expensive, to be fair.
Not anymore.
The Gallants and the Omnis, yes, they're the costly bits. Everything else is cheap as chips. Even the SRs, Alphamon and Craniumon and stuff, they're nothing. They're not worth that much.
Yeah, I know, but like, see, even the fact, how many Omnis do you run? Like 3 or 4?
Four. You have to run 4. That's your win con. You can lose games because you don't see Omni.
Yeah, so Omni's like maybe like £15 to £20, so you need 4, so that's £80 already, and then the Gallantmon is like £20 plus. So, and you might run 1 or 2 of that.
You only run 1 or 2 of the Gallant because you run one of the old Gallants as well.
It's pretty much. I'm also going to say Duyo on that one, but it's expensive for a Digimon deck, right? Like £120 we're already looking at before
Digimon
the singles.
Is like, I can build a deck for £20, and it's the best deck of the like. Shine Grey maybe cost you like £40 if you want like the cheapest version of it, like no alts or anything.
If you don't want Ruin Mode in your deck, basically if you want Ruin Mode in your deck, it will cost you another deck.
Yeah, Ruin Mode is sitting at £45 cheapest on Card Market right now.
Yeah, it's wild. I just sold my regular one for 50.
That's fucking crazy, man. I bought one for £30 maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was fucking. I literally just bought it because I had the Card Market stock, and it was like the cheapest one on the market was in the UK. I went, okay, yeah, to me. Yeah, so I'm glad I've got it for Beelzemon now.
I got a box of EX5 as Judge Comp, and I was just like, I'll take this and maybe pull an alt Ruin Mode so I don't need to buy it. And I pulled it, and I was like, oh, didn't expect that to happen. Fucking beauty.
We love it.
Nice. Right. Well, that's all of the actual top 16 decks. The 4 winners of the regionals that Cobb went through were Belphamon, Red Hybrid, Mirage, and Shine. The Red Hybrid's the outlier there, because like the other 3 everyone expects to do like really well. The Red Hybrid, I guess they just had a really good day, right? Or it was a really good player playing it, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's one of these decks that if it does just come out the gate at you, sometimes you've not really got a lot to say to it.
Yeah,
you can high roll with it, and Machine Dramon is mostly out of the meta, which was its biggest floodgate to Red Hybrid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And I think that's us done with regional roundup.
We finally did it, gang. We made it. It's only taken us, an hour?
2 hours.
2 hours?
Hour and a half.
Or something
like that. Hour
and
a half, I think.
We all said 3 different numbers there. That's funny. Cool. Yeah, that is done.
Nice.
Sound. So we're going to go on and talk about RB1 a wee bit. I don't know if you guys have heard, but people are going absolutely crazy about this set, and not in a good way. There's been so I actually had to dig into this quite a lot, because all I saw was people complaining and moaning online about it, and I wanted to see what people were actually complaining about. When I consulted Adam on what the issue was, he was talking about basically the fact that some people are complaining that it's dropped the price of cards. And I don't know if people knew this, but that's kind of the point in a reprint set, to drop the price of cards. So that is point 1. I don't think, is anyone here going to argue the point that it's a bad thing that it's dropped the price of certain cards, or
not a chance?
Like, it's introduced holos for cards that didn't exist before, allowing you to bling out your deck a bit better. It's dropped the price of high-priced old SRs like Magna Angemon. Magna Angemon was sitting around about 15 to 20. It's now a $5. That's great. Omnimon's Work Defeat, now a £5. Used to be a £40 card, now a £5 because it's easily accessible.
Yep.
I'm a big supporter of RB1 because obviously we talked about this when it happened back in January. Or January, February time, we done an episode on how they announced the reprint set, but it's not going to have any reprints, and we gave our thoughts on that. And then the next episode, or maybe the episode after that, we talked about how Bandai have changed their minds. They've listened to the feedback from the players. They're going to give us the reprint set after all. And then it's been 7 months because, God, it takes us a while to get product. We finally get it as intended, and then people are raging. And I don't understand it because this is a Bandai W, in my opinion. It is a good dub from Bandai. I have seen so many opinions from players saying, I already have these cards. My brother in Christ, this set is not for you.
Mate. It's not for you.
This set is for the people that have not been able to purchase the cards because everyone's financial situation is different, right? Some people earn millions, some people earn pennies. All of it's like we just want to play card games. Making cards accessible is not a bad thing. You can still pay at the arse to get your alt art cards. No one's questioning that, mate. Buy your alt art cards. I do it as well when I've got the money to. But like gatekeeping it to new players is weird. And also, like, it's the first 5 sets. They're hardly meta relevant now. It's just bringing things back. I do understand the Ghost game. Obviously, the reprint set has a lot of the Ghost game stuff in it as well. Now, in my opinion, those cards aren't very good. Maybe the only semi-competitive deck is the Proximamon Gamamon deck, and it's hard to get those cards. I totally appreciate that. But at the same time, you get an SR in every pack, and the pack is every card is a holo, and the pack price is the same as a regular Digimon pack, maybe up 50 pence, I think. Like, that's a big W.
It's good. I think so. There's a couple of issues I have heard with it, right? So people have been talking about how the Ghost game stuff is like really hard to find because now this is a number I've heard quoted on the internet. But there's in the SR slot apparently you can also pull memory boosts.
You can, yep.
So I've heard that on average you're going to pull 21 SRs in a box, right? And on average, 2 of them are going to be adjacent to Ghost Game.
Yeah, so every pack has an SR or higher in it. You're guaranteed 3 Ghost Game SRs, with one of them being an alt art, and then potentially a secret, and then every other pack has an SR in it, including the memory boosts, because they are SR level of rarity.
Is it the same as normal boxes where a secret can take up an alt art slot, or no?
I can't remember. I think
because I think I heard people talking about that being a thing because it also makes it so that you can pull an Omnimon's What in the same slot that you could pull an alt art.
It might do.
I'm not sure, right? That could be capped, but the part of the argument that I can see people that I can understand, and I'm looking at Card Market now trying to get some actual information on this, but in America it seems like the Ghost Game specific SRs are extortionate because they're so hard to pull in the boxes. So that is a complaint that I can understand to a degree. I can
understand that, yeah.
Because you can pull just shite in its place. Like Metal Greymon that is ran at 1 or 2 in Machine Drum 1.
I could understand it if the cards didn't suck. Like, I just don't like.
So
the Angoramon line is not good.
No,
the Jellymon stuff will be good in future sets, to my understanding, when BT13 comes out. The Gamamon line has, I mean, it's got a lot of support already, and yet a lot of the support's necessary. And I know that people want to play the new decks that come out. Totally get that. You shouldn't have to buy 4 boxes in order to maybe get all the cards you need. You shouldn't have to buy singles to get all the cards you need if you buy a lot of boxes as well. I'm not disputing that. That's not me being a dick in any way. That's fair. It's just that it's a strange backlash to have when this is something that everybody cried out for. It just seems like people are criticizing Bandai just to criticize them.
It's been really funny though, because there's a slice of people that are going, "You fucking complain about this, guys. This is what you asked for. The community have fucked themselves. You could have had just a Ghost game set, and look at you now." But,
I mean,
it's funny.
Did they actually think we were going to get a Ghost game set by itself, 19 cards? No, that's never.
No,
that was never going to happen.
That was the plan.
It was going to become it was going to become like a special promo pack box topper thing, where like a special set, where you get one of 4 cards in a pack or something like that.
I'm certain I've heard people saying it was going to be a micro set with just Ghost game cards in it, in the new stuff.
I mean, there's no way to tell because it never happened, right? Not
really, and I'm saying this because I've watched a couple of people on YouTube who have said that, so they could be chatting shit potentially, but that's what I heard.
Like the rumor is there was a rumor around that we would get our own. Like Japan tested the reprint set in Japan to see how it would hit before giving it to us, because a lot of the cards that were reprinted are not that good anymore, or were never good at all. There are like about 20 good reprints.
I mean, I don't know if I would say that they were never good. Pretty much every card in the set was meta relevant at some point in time.
Adam, we went through the list in the last episode, and we were pointing out the ones that were
most of them are very not good now, or literally I agree with you. YuXOh, what he said. Yeah, a lot of them have never been good. Like Secret Blackboard Greymon. Let me find more
Secret Imperial Dramon.
Secret Imperial Dramon, Secret V Dramon.
The Tanemon Egg.
Tanemon Egg. The promo Devimon. I know some people ran that in Beelzemon, but
I love it.
I think those promos just because they're not in circulation anymore, so we need to have a way to get them.
Yeah, it makes sense to put them in.
Because they were tournament exclusive promos, so people that start now, unless they buy the singles, have no access to them.
Do you think that's why All Force V-Dramon is in it?
I have about 50. Please, no. No more.
And the V-Dramon Zero as well, man.
I'm still pissed off that they put Pulsemon in the set, but it's the alt art Pulsemon that I spent forever getting a playset of. That they just went, here you go.
This is Adam complaining, or this is Adam complaining about the people making that complaint and then making the complaint himself.
No, they could have put the regular art Pulsemon in. The one where he just is straight up Sonic the Hedgehog.
That one's
the regular
better, anyway.
Pulsemon.
Yeah, it's better,
but it's not, and I'm gonna get angry. Why did you put the regular art in?
Adam, don't worry, bro. It's still £3. The old art one.
It wasn't when I bought them.
And when did you buy them though? Did you buy them in bloody
like a year and a half ago?
Aye, so you probably bought it when they were like £20 anyway, and they've been sitting at £5 for bloody months. Cry more.
I think the reprints in the set is a good thing, and like people can stop complaining. Use one to deal with it, but I'll still say the set came out too late. Like the set didn't come out in respondents to where it came out in Japan.
Yes,
that's my big problem with the set, and because of that, I know it's not a lot of cards, but there were a few cards that might have seen play from the reprint that definitely won't because it came out a set and a half late.
My problem with the Digimon schedule, apart from the fact that it's been 6 months almost without a new set, a full new set, by the time Blastace comes out, is that when we go to the finals championship in March, we're still 3 sets behind, but players are expected to play with the full set.
What do you mean?
So we're always like 3 sets behind.
Yeah.
And the finals championship that happens in December is more akin to an international championship.
Yeah.
The actual finals that happens in Japan with the winners of all the regions, they play with the Japan rule set. So they have to test with cards that they don't have a clue about.
No, they play how they did it this year. I'm not sure if they're going to change it next year, but basically Japan had to play back 2 sets for us.
Oh right, then that's fine.
Because it was BT11 was our finals, and their finals, I can't remember what their finals was, but anyway, the format for the World Championships was BT11.
I remember watching the finals going, oh, does that mean the Japanese players can use the memory training, the training cards?
Yeah.
And we still don't have them.
I know, that's mad, isn't it? Like, what? Why did they do this with certain cards? Like, why did they do this? I love the idea that we get like separate metas, but it annoys me when it's separate metas because like like 6 cards haven't been released. You know, like randomly. Like the security Digimon pissed me off so much, man. They had them in fucking BT8 or some shit.
Yeah, I hope that they tidy up the release schedules a bit with the next sort of season for them. Like Pokemon have started doing it. I don't know if any of you play Pokemon or whatever like that, but as of Sword and Shield, it took them a month or two to stabilize it, but now sets released both in Japan and English at the same time. Previously, it was like 3 months. Now it's the same time, which is wild.
I remember
we get card
early
reveals.
Days, I was just going to say, in the early days, I remember people were coping that they were trying to catch us up with Japan because we were getting them at a faster rate than Japan was.
Yeah. But we
like
get card reveals for Pokemon in English before we get them in Japanese now. That's wacky for a Japanese card game to do.
Yeah.
And maybe the same will happen for Digimon and other.
It's awesome. Like, I was having this conversation with YuXOh earlier. Like, I wish that we just got the cards and then within like a month or something we got to play the cards and people had to kind of work out what the best deck was and people didn't have like a solved meta already. Like the people that say like, oh, we have different metas than Japan, it's kind of cope in my opinion. Like, there is small nuances, but overall the decks are pretty much in the same position.
Yeah, no. Because the one thing that we can say is that it's a different format because Japan play best of one.
Even with the best of one, the meta tends to be almost the same or very, very similar. The only time we saw a deck that performed in Japan and did not perform in the West was Jesmon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the Japan meta was pretty much almost the same as we got over here.
Whatever happened to Jesmon, man?
It's done Sweet FA this set as well, and people were expecting it to come back.
For all of its time.
To be fair, Jesmon is. I still think Jesmon's like decent this set, but why would you play it over anything else? Is like the argument.
Yeah,
I mean, it's good, but everything does it better.
Red deck that shares a lot of breathing space with everything else, really.
Because you like playing the giant metal robot thing and nuns with guns.
No,
that's what you like.
Yeah, but
you got golden nuns now.
The golden nuns are not same place, and it's an absolute sadness.
Sisters with pistols, whatever you want to say. I've got some up on my wall because I won a store championship.
Bro, you've got little girls with guns on your wall. Come on.
I've also got a giant dragon.
Okay, that's based.
Damn, that's kind of creepy, bro. Yeah, I think that's a rough idea of our thoughts on RB1, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Overall, I can see some of the controversy, but otherwise, we wanted this. This is a good thing. It's not for us. It's for new players.
All I'll say is I've got one eye on the Shin Monzamon alt art market to see when I can scoop up my playset for future use.
You need to let me know when that's ready, by the way.
I'll say pull the trigger, brother. Pull the trigger now. I'll put it in the...
I'll be so confused because it'll be like a month down the line and I'll be like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Mate, I'll put it in that Digimon server that we don't use that much, and I'll put it in the Card Game Gangsters segment. I'll say everyone, buy Shin Monzamon alts, buy.
I forgot this server was even here. I thought the results bit was just in your other one.
No, man, that's on the Digimon server. That was back in COVID in 2020. Me and my friends had this server that we'd go on to play and tap on and stuff.
Yeah.
And now I just randomly post on it, like, once a month I will say something like, at here, Chaos Dramon from EX3 has been bought out. If you have any lying around, ditch them for £10. Sell. Or, at here, Miri is a tenner now. Sell. Funny.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I seen you do that with Chaos Dramons, and I managed to sell mine. And then I think someone, it might have been you, was complaining that I undercut you, or maybe I was complaining.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's funny.
What about the guy on Card Market that's literally called Undercutters? And he always prices himself. I say himself. They always price themselves lower than anyone else.
The one that annoys me is when someone does it by like 1 pence.
One penny.
That's what people do though. Like, they just undercut you by like 20p.
I could name some people and shame them, but I don't want to. I know who you are.
I do it as well sometimes, to be fair, don't get me wrong.
I do it as well, you have to. And then the worst one is when you go back to a listing that you've not looked at in ages. And then someone's
done it to you.
Yeah, or the other one where the card has dropped by like 50% and you're like, shit man, I'm way down the board here.
Mate,
or you'll price yourself lower than somebody and then they'll go back and price themselves lower than you. Yeah. So then you have to just keep going down until you get to a point where you're like, no, the card's worth more than this.
You should get a notification when someone undercuts you on card market. That would create a buyer's market.
Mate, that would create 100,000 notifications. I've uploaded like every comment on the planet.
This is your fault. You're cross to bear for uploading comments to card market for 3p each.
Yeah, Ginger James, see if you're listening to this. Man's an absolute machine. He sells commons by the bucket load. He makes 4p profit selling 80,000 cards a day. It's mental.
Bryce copes on it. Bryce says he makes money off the P&P.
He and him had a bonding moment over the selling of commons, bro. It was fucking great.
Oh, hilarious.
Oh, I haven't signed into card market in a while. I'm gonna have like 14 cancelled orders or something.
Oh, for God's sake.
Madness.
Sorry to anyone who's ordered from me and not got cards. My bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Terrible.
Right, anyway, so that's that segment ground to a halt.
So we're sort of ending the Royal Knights format as RB1 and the new starter decks kick in. RB1 brings the Ghost Game level 6s and level 7 into the game, and the new starter decks. We have had Metal Guru and Wargrey Ace for a while, but we're getting the supporting cast, including the terribly errated Garurumon that no longer unsuspends. So absolutely wild that card made it through.
Hey, at least it's the inheritable.
No, it's the body text.
I swear it was printed with the unsuspend and the body text.
It was the unsuspend isn't actually part of the card. It's the delete a level 3 or something on the errata, which is wild. But it brings in some new pieces. It starts to creep Melga back into the format.
Can I get some confirmation on this quickly? Because my head has been on fire with this over the last couple of days, right? So see if you look at .dev, it says it's when attacking effect is trash a card to unsuspend it, right? That's actually the inheritable effect, am I right in saying?
No.
So that's its body text, is the unsuspend part.
So it's don't go with Digimon Card.dev sometimes because the translations are fucky. But the inheritable is also its when attacking effect. It's the same effect for both.
It's the same effect for both.
Uh-huh.
So there's no unsuspend ever.
There's no unsuspend ever.
No, there is an unsuspend. It's a base effect. You trash one to restand one attack.
No, that got errated.
Hold on, I'm reading it now.
I'm looking at the official website. This is an image of the fixed post-errata version, and it says trash a card to unsuspend.
After... Mate, I'm so confused. Right, so I'm looking at it on the Digimon site. It says, before errata, when attacking once per turn, trash a card in your hand to unsuspending. After, when attacking once per turn, trash a card in your hand to delete an opponent's level 4 or lower. So, this is why I was confused, because the website doesn't actually... The website doesn't actually specify what part. I'm assuming it's going to be... It doesn't say anything about the inheritable changing.
It has to be the inheritable then.
It makes no mention to that in the errata on the website.
Yeah.
Which is what confuses me.
The image says it's the fixed post-errata version, so the when attacking is unsuspend. And
right, okay.
I'm assuming they've duplicated the when attacking onto both, whereas it should be the inheritable.
Right, okay, that's fine, because that's what I thought the card was intended to be anyway. This is what it should have been. It's just like a less ridiculous promo. It's basically an errated promo where Garurumon at this point.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's fine. The deck's not dead.
Deck's not dead.
Okay, cool.
But, I mean, it's bringing in some new support for Machine Dramon. It is... I think the actual Metal Guru Ace deck will be a bit of a nuisance. It might be an interesting one to kind of keep an eye on.
It's too clunky right now, I think. Like, it doesn't have the engine that it gets.
What do you mean
later.
you've got Skull Mammothmon?
I know Skull Mammothmon do be going crazy, but
Digivolving Draw 1?
I just don't think it's quite got enough yet, and the biggest issue with it is because it doesn't have enough Digimon that evolve regardless of colour yet. It can be like colour locked and stuff. I think it needs like the next wave really before it's going to do anything major. Yeah,
the Matishida is actually one of the first good purple tamers though.
Yeah, the Matishida's nice. I mean, there's a lot of nice cards in it, don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's the full package yet. Like, literally, if you go into Garurumon... What was it? I was about to say you lock yourself if you go into Garurumon X, but I'm chatting shite. What was that? There was some way of colour locking yourself. I thought about that. I was like, this is not it, Chief.
I do not know.
It's got Baldy Blow as well, man. That's a crazy card.
Baldy Blow. A card, an attack name that where Garurumon has never had, but somehow is part of this.
Baldy Blow as well is basically just Death Slinger at home.
Oh,
Baldy
man.
Blow? Did somebody say Baldy Blow?
Yeah, sorry, Baldy Blow, if you don't know, is a 4-drop.
Activities.
It's a 4-drop purple option. Delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Security activate. Card's effect.
I've just had a look at the starter deck, and the best card in the black one is the Andromon level 5, because he's just patting a wee Patamon on the head.
Yes,
and Patamon is the best Digimon.
And he will be patting his way into Machindramon as well, probably.
No.
Patamon his way.
I don't think.
Could be better than Metal Tyrannomon, is probably better than Gigadramon.
I mean, I know Solarmon is played.
Solarmon?
Solarmon is basically Black Tentomon.
Mate, I'm not playing Solarmon, Adam. You're on something.
Yeah. It's got really nice artwork as well. You're not playing anything, go away.
I'm not playing Solarmon. I'm a Higurumon hater. Do you really think I'm going to be playing 3-drop Black Tentomon?
Yes.
No shot.
It's exactly something you would do.
What's Black Tentomon?
You know the green Tentomon from back in the day on play top card of your deck? It was a green Digimon added to your hand.
Right, yeah. Why'd you call it? What?
Yeah,
Why
but this one is different. This is if it's a black card added to your hand, so it's always value.
It's like it's Power Creep Tentomon, but I don't think it's good enough for one card.
That doesn't sound great.
It's no inheritable either.
Here's the thing though, if it said draw one instead of look at the top, would you say it was good?
No.
Because that's basically what it says.
No, I wouldn't. Higurumon is literally draw 2 plus pretty much.
I think you're mad on the Higuru hate train, to be fair.
Mate, if I play a 3-drop card in this game that says draw 2 cards, I've lost. If they've hit the griddy, I've lost. Literally, if it's not advanced my win con as far as memory is concerned, it's too slow and I've lost the game by playing it. The only time Higurumon is good is if your hand is that pish that you were going to lose if you didn't have it.
What do you play in Pooh?
In Pooh?
Yeah. Who do you play?
3-drops.
Jeramon.
Jeramon that's different. He's a level 4.
Higurumon.
He's a level 4 though.
Oh,
and he can evo into the Etamon for 3. But I've also actually dropped Jeramon in my most recent version, so your argument's invalid.
Oh shit, my bad.
The third place topping list run 3 or 4 though.
Jeramon was in the topping list.
It's true.
Yeah. Do we think this is going to have a big impact on the meta ahead of the sold out Liverpool regionals? I would say get a ticket, but they're sold out.
Let's go.
Get a one-piece ticket.
Yeah, get a one-piece ticket. There's still some of those.
I don't think it's going to do very much, man. I mean, the Greymon and Tai, okay, good for like Agumon decks, right? The Metal Greymon, not that great, but I feel like looking at this, most of this stuff is more from Machindramon in the black deck than it is for Greymon.
No, it's played a lot of the. I say a lot. A lot of the black Greymon stuff is played in Raid War. The Koromon is played, the Agumon and the Greymon is played. The Metal Greymon isn't because the Raid one is still better. And then the War Greymon Ace is played as a 1 or a 2 of, and Taikami is also played as well.
The War Greymon Ace is mid as fuck. It could be good in Raid though, because you can swing Oh, it's not good in Raid. What am I talking? Does Raid?
No,
Raid doesn't
no.
play War Grey X, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
It
I'm
doesn't play
asking
Black
this.
War.
YuXOh doesn't.
I mean, it can, but they usually don't. They just use it as like a toolboxy card, and they just go into Black War, and they have Black War X as the other level 6.
Yes.
But
Yes.
more, you can build a more aggro version where you do use War Greymon X, but in that case you don't use Black War.
Well, a lot of the decks will be playing the Metal Greymon X antibody, the Security Attack red one. So they'll play that, they'll swing, then they'll leave it on the field. Your opponent swings into it, you blast evolve into War Greymon Ace. It's still got the DP buff, so it just becomes like an 18k unsuspending blocker, and it just murders them if they're not expecting it, or
Yeah,
the
there's
threat,
potential.
or the threat of it.
I've been discussing this with my play group, and we're like, in the meta of aces, if by the end of your when attacking effects you haven't cleared the enemy board, then I don't think your deck is worth playing.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point is that some of them don't get that. That's not how some of the decks work.
Also, from testing, from my personal testing, because it has happened to me, it will happen to a lot of people. It will take some time for people to remember the existence of the ace cards, and they will do a lot of misplays, and they will play into an ace card.
Yeah.
I was playing versus Blue Flare, I swung into a level 4, and then it's just like, okay, Blast Evolve into Zuro, you're dead.
Man, some of the BT13 ones are like really good, man. But as far as they're concerned just now, I'm not sure. The Garurumon one is really good, but I'm trying to think like what do you take this into? Like,
Metal Guru it's played to pass turn back to you in any purple deck. It's played in BT14 with Fenrir Lugamon, as its alternate level 6.
I'm more thinking like current decks, like because we're talking about like these decks are gonna hit shelves shortly. Are they going to impact BT13?
Would you run it in Beelzemon?
This is what I wanted to ask.
Not at all.
No, because
it's not called Beelzemon.
Like that.
It's not called Beelzemon. Surely that's why, right?
That's like the only purple deck, because Belphamon's not a purple deck, it's just its own little thing, really. And, like, unless you expect Mervamon to make some kind of weird comeback using it.
No, this is what I was
doing that till the main set.
I cannot confirm if that's good or not, right? But see this purple deck. This screams to me generic good purple shit, and Mervamon is generic good purple shit deck.
The problem is, like with Merva, her level 5s are not supposed to be left on the board. So if your opponent leaves it on the board, he's just basically screaming, "I have an ace in hand, and I'm gonna do it."
Yeah.
Maybe, but sometimes that's enough to threaten.
Right now, without a dedicated deck, I think Metal Gurumon can only go into decks where you wouldn't expect them to have it. For example, there's a guy in my locals that plays it in Hunters, because you have the tech space for it.
I heard about this, yeah.
And because basically your boss monster is superior mode, which is a level 5. So your opponent can just do the mistake of like not swinging into the rester's superior mode or not clearing it, and you just blast evolve, steal their turn, and win the game next turn.
Yeah,
spicy shit. We like it.
But overall, probably not the most impactful starters then.
No.
What about RB1? Do we see Proximamon making waves?
I think there's how long have we got till the end of BT13? When does it end?
BT13
November.
November.
Yeah, BT14 launches the weekend of Liverpool Regionals.
So I was about to say it depends how many events we've got till then. If I think we're going to get like a Gamamon or maybe a Jellymon top 16. I think with this time window, not likely, man. Not likely. And we don't know when we're getting the aces either, do we?
If you had to bet on one to top, which one would you think would it be?
Gamamon, because it'll have the most players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have a small chance of seeing a Gamma top simply because there is that that weird group that's like, oh, we fucking love Gamamon, who try their hardest to make it work, even though it's been unplayable forever.
Yeah.
So, this is our first opportunity, but it's still a set later than we had it, and Shine is fucking oppressive, so...
I don't know if it's... I actually think the deck is quite good. I think it's just time for it to shine. Like, by the time BT14 rolls... I think by the time BT14 rolls around, there's so much better stuff coming out. And everyone's going to have, like, new deck syndrome. I feel like these decks from RB1 are going to fall into the category of, like, the EX4 decks, where nobody's going to end up playing them, and by the time the next set rolls around, we're like, okay, we're done with Omnimon Ultra S now. It's time to move on to the next set of stuff.
Fair enough. There we go then. I don't know. I feel like Gamma struggled when it came out in Japan, and that was almost two whole sets earlier than we got it.
Yeah.
So I'll be impressed.
It did get a handful of tops in Japan. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not fucking tier 1 or anything, but it's sitting like a wee mid tier 2 number.
It's got a few promos coming on the way, although God knows when we'll get them.
It's got that fucking set of promos as well. That's got like, it's a promo set for Ghost Game, and it has like, it's got like 18, 20 cards or something like that in it.
Fingers crossed we actually get it.
Crazy, man. We'll probably get it in like BT13 or some shit. The way things have been going.
That's about right.
Have you heard as well, quickly, random thing, apparently it's rumoured that the Digimon movie is going to be out in November in America.
I've seen the promos for it, so it makes sense.
Yes, and I believe, I've not heard about it in America, but in Japan they're getting exclusive promos, for going to say it.
Didn't they try and do this with, not with Digimon, but I think they tried to do something similar with Dragon Ball. Yeah, with the Broly movie way back. And then it didn't go well over here, so when Film Red came out for One Piece, in America you got the promos for going to see the movie. Over here they were given out for going to certain events.
Weird, man. It's kind of annoying that everybody just doesn't get the same end of the stick. Like, the only time people have had promos over here is for like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, and then that Dragon Ball movie, I guess, randomly. But
I think the Broly movies were like improperly distributed, in, like, at least in the UK.
Yeah,
the Broly promos. So
they're always hard to get, man. Like, I have a sinking suspicion that Digimon will not be big enough to get promos at a movie, honestly.
At Cineworld.
Cineworld's like the only place that does them as well.
Right. They might package them as part of like the DVDs or something like that. Maybe.
I'd like that.
That would be good.
Like they used to
do. That'll be a lot later on.
I mean, I don't know, because like when I went to see Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions, they were giving out promos. So
yeah,
like,
that's
it's not unheard
of. I went to see it, they weren't.
Well, I went to see it and also got promos. That was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie I was talking about earlier.
Motherfucker! I didn't get the promos when I went.
Yeah, it was a pack, like a promo pack with various cards in it.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them in my Yu-Gi-Oh! Binder.
Man, that sucks. Well, I mean, it's good for yours, but I'm a bit annoyed I didn't get them now.
Yeah,
you should have done.
I get
Maybe
card D in mine, just so you know.
I don't know. I went to see it pretty early on.
Hold on, is the movie how they're distributing? No, it isn't. I'm talking shit. I was about to say, is the movie how they're distributing the new O2 support that they've revealed? I don't think it is.
No, that's coming in like a special pack type thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that a phone company?
What special pack?
No, O2.
Yes.
Yeah, my phone is registered with Digimon.
Anyway,
if only. Anyway, sorry about the sidetrack and stuff. Considering we're going long tonight, goddamn.
Yeah.
How we feeling about guess that card? By the way, are we gonna have time for that tonight?
We'll play some guess that card. You've got to give YuXOh the guess that card treatment.
Here's what I think we do. Do all three of us pick a card and see if YuXOh can guess them then?
I think that sounds funny.
Mate, that's bullying, surely.
Are you up for this?
This is a witch hunt. Alright, let's do it.
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
I'll start warming myself.
So, we're going to play Guess That Digimon Card, but just before we do, we'll let the boys pick their cards out. In terms of events upcoming, it is currently somewhere in the early stages of October. I'm not giving a definitive date because fuck knows when I'm going to upload this episode. We have events coming up. If you are in Alicante, which I think is in Spain, Mana Vortex are hosting a regionals on October 14th and 15th. Raid and Trade are hosting an online regionals on November 11th. Me and Organised Play Events are hosting a Digimon regionals and a side event, a big BT13 side event. on November 18th and 19th in Liverpool, and then DreamHack in Germany are hosting originals on December 16th and 17th. Got some Ultimate Cups upcoming, but nothing confirmed in Europe yet, but maybe there will be soon. And Championship finals take place early December. Again, very weird time for it to take place, but I guess they was the only time they could book the venue or something. Reichsreich is a nice place. I was there for Battle Spirits and Scrubbed Out, so it'll be nice to go back there and potentially judge.
Motherfuckers really do be travelling across the planet to go X3 and drop.
I do. I am really hoping to head judge the event. So if I get it, come see me and say hi. If I don't talk to me. I'm just kidding on. Just come and say hi anyway. All three of us will be there. Three of us, I do mean Bryce, YuXOh, and Cobb, YuXOh, and me. Bryce will be playing One Piece.
Yeah, has One Piece been announced for finals?
Yeah, it's over. It's in the end of January.
Bryce, come to Digimon finals. Me, Emma, and Gilbert are going.
I'll decide on that when it's closer to December. We'll see how much Christmas cripples me.
I don't know if you'll have time when December hits, brother.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying in December, but I'm just saying I'm going to be buying Christmas presents over the next month or so. We'll see if I'm crippled for months.
This is true.
Yeah.
Fucking Christmas, man.
So we're going to move into Guess That Digimon. Normally this is a round robin where we each take turns to guess a Digimon card. But as we have a special guest on this week, we're going to bully him slightly and we're going to give him 3 Digimon cards to guess. 1 easy, 1 medium, and 1 difficult. As always, the rules are easy has to be a tamer only, medium has to be a tamer or a Digimon, and hard can be a tamer, option, or Digimon. And you will start with 15 points. That's 5 points for each. 1 incorrect guess equals also -1 points, but the first guess is free for easy or medium. You can ask whatever you want to in terms of lifelines. The person who picks the card does have the right to veto any questions if it would give it away far too easily. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So,
are you ready?
Is YuXOh getting an easy, medium, and a hard? One from each of us?
Okay, who's covering easy, who's covering medium, and who's covering hard?
Let YuXOh decide.
Yeah, YuXOh. So you pick who's going to give you the easy, who's going to give you the medium, who's going to give you the hard question, and we'll pick appropriately.
Oh, interesting. I'll go easy for Adam.
Okay. I feel that says something.
He will give you the easiest one for easy for sure.
Who knows? Bryce can go medium and Cobb can go hard.
Yes, right. Let's go. Good. I'm digging right now, brother.
I was gonna say you know all the fucking option cards as well for some reason, so.
Not all of them.
Yeah, that's
no. At least there are a few ones that you guys have done on the show that I knew what the card was, but not the name, because there are options with some really fucked up names.
Cobb knows every option in the game, it seems.
I just know all the stupid ones from the early sets, man, that I used to cope on.
So let's get started. As always, we have DigimonCard.dev open, but YuXOh you're not allowed to, otherwise that would defeat the point of the game, obviously.
I've found a beauty.
I am just deciding on what tamer to pick here.
Right. Do we want to do these in order? Since I'm ready?
Let's do them in order, why not?
We'll wait for Adam to pick something.
Can't wait to finish the show at negative points.
No shot.
Right. While we're waiting for Adam to pick. No, I didn't call you a pig.
I genuinely thought Adam's a pig. That's
no, man. I'm not. Jesus Christ, I'm not
Evil.
that cool.
It's true though.
Yeah. What deck are you looking most forward to, YuXOh, in like the coming sets?
In the coming sets, sadly, there's not a lot of decks that inspire me to play them. Most of the decks that I'm looking to play are just current decks with the training boosts to add a little bit more spice.
I imagine we could be doing that right now, man. We could have been doing that right now.
True. Although they did try the new Commandramon with proxies, and it's amazing.
It's
you can do a
cancer.
Imagine doing a Quartzmon with protection.
I've already done that, brother. That's an 8 one.
The new Commandramon and the new level 4 high Commandramon, they have an inherited effect that says if this Digimon would leave the battle area, you can destroy a D-Brigade instead.
Wow.
So Chaos Degradation doesn't work, Bounce doesn't work,
That's nuts.
Destruction doesn't work.
Just minusing.
Just either you minus it or you Digivolve it.
Yeah.
And that was a ruling question actually that we were in doubt. Does getting tucked under a tamer mean that you're leaving the battle area or not?
No.
No. Okay, so
leaving the battle area.
Hunter still screws the deck, but it's okay.
Hunter is continuing to have the best removal in the game.
Pretty much. But still, you're protected against more than half of the effects of the game, and depending on the meta, it can be really, really good. And the moment that you have access to Quartzmon on a deck that already floods the board, so you will trash a security just from your own side of the board being suspended.
Nice. That's it.
The only problem is that Ruin Mode might be a really good card in the set, and Ruin Mode just completely destroys your board.
I have heard this from a Japanese player who said that Ruin Mode is ridiculously expensive in Japan right now. Like, even more so, it's went up and up and up and up. Because it's broken in BT13. And then it's going to get better again in EX5.
Callum, I might be borrowing your Ruin Mode next set if you're not running it.
As long as I'm not on YuXOh's Beelzebub list, then you can have it.
Oh, no.
Right, I am ready. Now, just because this is the easy, it doesn't mean I'm going easy on you. You are a veteran Digimon player.
I started in BT5, have mercy.
Okay, so BT4 and below then. Never mind, I'm changing.
No, don't you?
I am ready. Are we good to go?
Yeah, we're good.
Alrighty, so all turns, once per turn, when one of that is not the right card.
Joe.
There we go. There we go. It's an end of your turn effect. End of your turn, once per turn. If there are 6 or fewer total cards in both players' security stacks, until the end of your opponent's turn, this tamer is treated as a 3K Digimon.
Spencer Damon.
Yep, Spencer Damon, got it.
I thought you said you made this hard.
Bro, if you start talking about security stack, if you
Well,
start talking about security stack, it's BT2.
The moment I heard 6 or less security, okay, this is BT13 and it has a lot of text. It's either the guy from Kentoro's Mon or it's Marcus's dad.
Literally.
Oh, I've made it too easy.
That makes me so sad though that card sucks so bad, man. Why does it not come off stack when trashed? Like, it still wouldn't be good, but you could cope on it.
True.
Bonking. Right, on to medium. I've given the
Yeah,
points away
that
too
was
quickly.
impressive, and also, Adam, you continue to pick the easiest cards without meaning to. Right. When Digivolving, you may trash one card in your hand to treat this Digimon as also having the color of the trashed card for the turn. Then, if this Digimon has 2 or more colors, draw 2.
Oh, I know this one.
I also know this.
Why? Why do you know this?
Because it's such a unique effect.
Oh, I can remember. Oh no.
Yes.
I read this effect before, but I can't remember to which Digimon it belongs to.
It's a hard one.
You've got your lifelines, remember. Also, the first guess doesn't lose you a point.
Okay.
It's definitely not
Spencer. I remember. Oh, what was his name? Oh, I know the Digimon.
If you can describe it, that counts too. As long as we're happy.
It's that creepy Gatomon cosplay.
Legit.
Yeah, he's on point with his answer.
He is a creepy Gatomon cosplayer, and we do not talk about the build.
But I forgot his name. And he's also in BT12 as a save card.
We give him it then? We just give him it?
Absolutely, yeah, Betsumon.
Oh yeah, it is Betsumon.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, Betsumon BT8. Like, I felt
he's sitting on the table playing the card game, isn't he?
Yep.
They're the best cards.
Man has this ingrained in his memory.
Well,
I thought I'd give you a I thought that one would have been much harder, but...
Hob, you've got to come through for us with the most
Right, I've got a belter here. I've got a belter, by the way. It's right. I'm not even gonna say anything. I've got it.
Oh god.
Right.
Could be for the clean sweep.
This card has the effect on play. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3k DP or less.
That's a trillion cards to do that. That's a trillion cards to do on play. That's for 3,000.
I know exactly what card this is.
Promo Agumon.
Fuck off! No, you didn't just do that, man.
Wait.
Promo 001 Agumon.
This man's speedrunning his bedtime, man. Jesus Christ, what's going on?
Nate has gone.
How have you done that, man?
Without any lifelines or extra guesses, man got 3 for 3.
I thought you
retire this game.
That was not like a ridiculously hard one, right? But I was like, he won't know it because it's like a promo card that's never saw play. It was from before he played the game. It was like the first card released for the Digimon Card Game.
To be fair, I thought you were giving him one of the Digimon Survive promos.
I was going to. I was actually looking at the promo list, like, but because nobody plays them.
But the Survive promos are kind of easy because it's like if you have X color tamer on board, do this.
Exactly. That's why I dodged them, man. So many facts.
That was incredibly impressive and the fastest we've ever got through that fucking minigame.
Literally, normally it takes like half an hour.
Yeah, which is the delete? Oh no, that's if you've got a tamer in play, kill something.
Yeah.
Oh.
The second wave of Survive promos looks kind of nice, but you know it's kind of out of archetype cards, so I don't know if they'll be good.
Yeah. I just want to point out current scores. Mind you, YuXOh's only had one more question than us. Current scores is Adam on 6, me and Callum on 5, and YuXOh on 15.
He's not on 15.
No,
you get 3 for the first one, brother. 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, 5 is 12. He's on 12.
Yeah, easy is different points, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, it's not 15 then, but that's still...
It's still fucking nice, though. Thank God he's not here every week, or there would be no point in us competing.
Well done. Now I want 15. Give me a 3-pointer.
No.
Another 3-pointer for the road. I want to give you one because I had one in mind, by the way.
Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
Oh, go for it then. Go for it. If we've got one lined up.
Right, okay. Start of your turn, if your opponent has 3 or more tamers, gain a memory.
Oh. This card has been released, right?
Yeah. It has to be a released card in UK or Europe.
Wait. How recent?
I know what card this is.
How recent is this?
What the?
Because has that card been released yet? Is there an RB1 card? Is it like that? Is that the new white tamer? I don't know his name.
Could you describe him for me?
Like he has glasses. He's wearing I think he's wearing a vest.
Yeah, that's him, mate.
We're retiring this game.
It's Hero's Da.
It's
It's fucking Hero's Da, man. The greatest two-top tamer since Schoolboy.
Because I knew his effect, but I was like because my brain lagged. Because no wait, RB1 is already out, so it's technically legal. But is that But I don't know his name.
I didn't either. I would have said Mr. Aminokawa because I know Hero's surname and I know it's Hero's dad, but I do not know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows this man.
It was like, oh, he might have been stumped, and then within like 5 seconds, it went, "It's the tamer from RB1."
Nah, it's the gears turning, man. It's hearing the damn gears turn like that. Is this a new card? Is this from RB1? Is this that white tamer? What's his name? He's and then hearing every bit of the puzzle come together. God damn.
Each piece is like my head. It works like Tetris. Just the pieces just come falling down.
Oh, that was a
slowly building the card.
That was
right there. You go. You got your 15 then.
Let's go.
The greatest to ever do it in the card game and in Guess That Card.
I expect to see you win finals with a memory like that. Unless I ask you what your card does, of course.
I was going to say, you don't need a memory because you can just ask your opponent what the effects of cards you've never seen do.
Yeah, pretty much. My opponents cannot lie to me.
It's a skill check, man. Like, if they can only lie and say they don't know, but if they fail that skill check and don't want to admit that, then no, you
they
get
can
free
say
info.
they lie, say they don't know, and then immediately evolve into it as the next action.
Judge, I'll be going judge if they do that, man. Hand in the
air. Well then, congratulations on being the best player at our mini game that we all suck at.
Now, imagine me in the car listening to this, give the answer in 5 seconds, and then having to wait for you guys to solve it.
I would be smashing skip. I would be I'd go one hand on the wheel and I would tap the screen for like a couple of seconds till it goes past it.
Now I know why I'm not driving down to regionals with
I got. You don't know how hard I was like smacking the wheel, the driving wheel in my car when you hit Bryce with Millennium, man.
Oh, I know, that's such
Millennium.
a classic.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you were
I
just
got
gonna
that.
stop when you said when you hit Bryce.
I was going to say, I got that one not too badly, I don't think. I think I lost a point on that one.
The glorious D Brigade tech. You can find it on Digimon Card.meta in a D Brigade list. Run by me.
Of course you can.
I didn't play it once all day, but you can find it.
Do we want to try and wrap this up then before we just keep ranting about how good he was at the game and how mad we are?
Yeah. I mean, what next? I think the next episode's probably going to be a BT13 review, talk about the game, and then we'll probably do some more finals predictions, and then I don't know, take a break for a wee bit, come back with season 2, maybe. Who knows?
Season 2. It makes me laugh when online shows do seasons because you're like, brother, the production didn't stop.
It's just what they call when they take a break, like we've done 3 times, but never called it a season.
Like, every episode's its own fucking season with the gap we have between them.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Maybe we'll be better next time.
Anyway, I'll get this one edited quickly, Adam.
Yeah, and I will definitely post it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna wrap us for that today, folks. So as always, I've been Adam. I'm Red Scar TCG most places. Cobb, where's your socials at?
I'm just Cobb on YouTube. I will probably be in the comments section of this if you do watch it on YouTube. If not, please check out my third place Etamon deck list if you have any interest in playing Etsukpu or Chu related cards. It'd be very nice if other people took this list out and went pog crazy with it, like some people already have. So thank you.
Yes. And Bryce, what about where's your OnlyFans?
My OnlyFans is www.onlyfans.com/RedScarTCG.
No, no.
So,
what coincidence! It's the same as my handle.
It's also free as well. I heard.
Please find me there.
Yeah, if you subscribe, you get 50% off for free judge advice.
Yep.
So
only on One Piece though.
Only on One Piece. YuXOh, you've got some things to promote. Tell us about what you've got.
Well, what I got, since I'm in France, I'm part of the French community. Unfortunately, I gotta face that every day. So basically, what we do is like we play in the V League. Like you write Vmon and then you just V and League. We are currently doing a tournament that we do at least about 3 times a year, which is basically 1 round per week, with playoffs after the 5th week. So and it's streamed, so nice. It's a nice, enjoyable environment if you can just fight through the French accent that's coming through the screen, or you can just mute it and pay attention to the gameplay.
Yep. So confident in yourself.
Not myself. Like, I mean, we do have really good players. We like four of us did top 32 in Bremen last year, so
that's brilliant, man.
We do have some good.
Literally anything is possible if you've got 4 great players in a playtesting group.
Pretty much. So there's still good quality games, and there's fun games because we do stream the the players that like to bring the spice into the table.
We love that, man. I'm a big advocate of the spice in card games.
Like a little Sukamon versus Chessmon match.
Oh, mate, is it the
that
turn
sounds
skip
fucking
chase mon?
wow.
Yes.
No, it's
With
so beautiful.
with the purple tamer, with Mamemons, with whatchamacallit,
Yes.
Jumbo Gamemon.
Mate, the jumbo chess, I love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Nice,
So
man.
yeah,
yep.
that sounds like it's us for today then, folks. Thanks very much for listening. Again, we're on all podcast apps, and check out Scott's TCG on YouTube, where I don't post any videos anymore because I have no time whatsoever, but maybe I'll do it at some point. And yeah, thank you.
Remember to comment, like
And
YuXOh's love to
Yeah,
comment on the last one.
fucking question of the week that we fucking forgot to do for the past 3 episodes. What are you?
What are you?
Okay,
Are
yeah.
you human?
Listen, question of the week can get
Or
dumped,
are
man,
you
because it doesn't bait people in enough anymore since Rob Duck left.
Comment and tell us you like us.
Tell us what you want to do for finals, like how YuXOh was telling us he was proxying with crappy black and white paper and shit, which we did read. We just didn't talk about in this episode because you're here.
Yes. Anyway, links
Oh.
in the description, gang. Much love.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.